Jeremy, thoughts on yesterday's show? You are back here with us. You have not been with us for a couple of days. I know that
all
you
week.
were,
Hey,
yeah, I know that
missed
you were okay. Let's just do the show. Thoughts on yesterday? You got some corrections. You got some. Do you think things you disagree with?
Mostly just responses to some of the things you guys said.
Let me hear.
So one was that we went on a little riff about Greg Cody saying you may be right and how that was related to Billy Joel. About 5 minutes earlier, he said twice, "It's still Twitter to me." And I think that was a "it's still rock and roll to me" reference. So that first of all. Zaz, just wanted you to know, someone at the Marlins game yesterday yelled, "Who made a salad?" at me, which I thought you would appreciate of a Greg Cody catchphrase. And I also realized he consistently insisted that we acknowledge Sinatra, right? If someone sings a song like that, or Anka. And what I realized he was doing there is he is the Sinatra of his own catchphrases, which is that he didn't actually write most of them. Most of them are somebody else's line or phrase.
He's like Elton John, who wrote none of his own songs.
He's the performer, and he insists you acknowledge the performer. I appreciated that. Loved the conversation about going back in time and killing Hitler. It's just a fun one.
Baby Hitler.
Yeah, baby Hitler.
Anyone would go back in time and kill Hitler.
There is
a
Mulaney bit. There is a Mulaney bit about this, which is like if you went back in time to kill baby Hitler, it's like, what, I'm going to kill some random baby? I'm not sure that's Hitler. And what, if it's like a really old man in modern times, then it's like, well, you just killed a random old man. You don't know it's Hitler. What, he looked like Hitler? I don't know.
I mean,
another suggestion?
Hold on, Jeremy.
Oh, go ahead.
How young, for those who are uncomfortable with killing baby Hitler, how young do you have to go before you're not uncomfortable?
Like, could he be in elementary school?
Yeah, could you kill like 10-year-old Hitler?
I think that makes it harder.
Harder?
I think so.
Have you met a 10-year-old? Oh my God. Give me a baseball bat. That wasn't Hitler. All right, my bad.
Give me a baseball bat?
Oh man. Children. Boy, let me tell
Bludgeoning? We're bludgeoning child Hitler now?
It's child Hitler.
Bludgeon? I mean, at a certain point, if it's a baby, you just, like they did on the Odyssey, throw the puppies off the mountain. Like you just.
He was throwing them off the mountain, right?
Yes, he was throwing them off the mountain.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I didn't like that.
Put him down as wouldn't bludgeon baby Hitler.
Jeremy, go ahead, continue.
Another suggestion of a show name for you, Zaslow 2 Electric Boogaloo. And then a couple of top fives based off of things we talked about with Dolly Parton. Noticed a lot of people didn't know what 9 to 5 was about, which is essentially just an anti-capitalist anthem, but it's a bop.
Also an example of a kidnapping movie where the kidnappers get away with it.
Awesome kidnapping movie.
Yeah, shout out to Horrible Bosses.
Great movie. But I just had a top 5 songs that people sing along to that they don't understand. So OLI, Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. Yeah. About a school shooting.
Yep.
Take Me to Church by Hozier. Not a religious song. Kind of the opposite.
Yep.
Imagine by John Lennon.
Wait, why is it the opposite?
Take Me to Church?
Yeah.
It's just a super pro LGBTQ, all about the church banning people from getting married.
I did not know that.
Yep, that's what Take Me to Church is about. Imagine by John Lennon. It's just the Communist Manifesto, but we've seen celebrities singing it as if it's just like this super quaint song.
Kal-El, no.
Number 5.
No.
Every Breath You Take by The Police.
That's
He's a
about
stalker.
stalking.
He's a stalker.
It's actually about Big Brother and surveillance.
Still stalking.
Yeah.
Just a
Different type of stalking.
Yep.
Fortunate Son by CCR.
That's why they play in every Vietnam movie.
Yep. It's always played in those, but everybody just thinks because they hear like, "Born to wave the flag, ooh, that red, white, and blue." They think it's patriotic.
Nope.
It is in a different way.
Yep.
Speaking of, number 3, Born in the USA.
Yep. Ronald Reagan played it at the Republican National Convention, and they went to the races.
It's amazing.
And Bruce Springsteen is like, that's not what the song is about.
You don't know what this is about at all. Every 4th of July, that one. Number 2, This Land Is Your Land. Literally a communist anthem. Mm-hmm. But we learn it in like kindergarten. It's just, this land is your land. And number 1, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I thought number 1 could also be the national anthem.
Fair?
Well, no brown-eyed girl.
And
also.
a top 5 things I'll call you if you insult my pet, based off of Klay Thompson referring to Trista as a wench. So number 5 is Scoundrel.
Wow, just rolling
like
back-to-back
Scoundrel.
top 5s here, huh? Okay.
Yep. Number 4, Harlot. Number 3, Hussy. Number 2, Knucklehead.
I like Hussy.
And number 1, a motherfucker.
All right, dump the ball into the post.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Jeremy. Wasn't expecting back.
That was it. We're done.
Top fives.
I'm out for the day.
Yeah, maybe.
Charlatan.
So tomorrow, the Dolphins are playing their third and final preseason game. Are there NFL preseason games tonight? There probably are, right? Thursday? Anyway, Dolphins are playing their third and final preseason game tomorrow night. Why is that interesting? Well, 2 reasons. Number 1, it's a home game. And number 2,
The cut?
well, no.
No?
The starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons tomorrow night, Tua Tagovailoa.
Nice.
So Tua is getting the start in preseason game number 3. Michael Penix Jr. will have not played a single snap in the preseason, and he's going to win the job over Tua.
Amazing.
That's what's going to wind up. Like, has there ever been a quarterback competition where one quarterback didn't play, and the quarterback who did, he couldn't win the job?
I gotta assume it's anytime someone great is the starting quarterback.
But that's not a competition.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the very definition of it's his job to lose.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's lost it.
I guess, Jack Strand, who not a lot of people know from lower division college, he's looked good and can't be discounted in the race either.
He looked great last week. Like when Tua played in the first preseason game, he was awful. The offense was awful. I think they had like 7 points. And last week, Tua didn't play. This Strand kid played. I think they scored 34.
Yeah, the biggest damning indictment of Tua's play thus far is
Being shitty.
Damn.
Stefanski. I've seen it. That's how you know that Deshaun Watson's just ass, because a lot of quarterbacks play really well in that system. He makes the game easy for quarterbacks, and the game hasn't looked easy at all. It's looked the opposite for Tua.
Is it just scrambled eggs, or is he afraid? Like, how does one go from?
I think he's washed.
But like, that's not what Mike's telling you. Is like that Stefanski's had guys who are less talented look good. That's more than washed, right? There's something more happening there.
Well, I mean, I don't know that it's more than wash. If you're a bad football player, who cares if the system is good?
Look, I think that there's a combination of things. We've seen recently C.J. Stroud's going through it right now. Deshaun Watson's also going through it right now. Historically, Carson Wentz, even Vince Young, who came in, did well with the league, and then the league adjusted. Maybe Jalen Hurts is dealing with that right now. In the NFL, you're having something that is tantamount to the Brady Anderson years when it comes with quarterbacks. And once the league adjusts, the cream of the crop learn to adjust to the adjustments.
Who's that ultimate guy for the NFL? The Brady Anderson of the NFL.
Where the tape came out, it would be the Wildcat offense.
Dude,
3 weeks in Florida.
Keep an eye on what's going on with Jalen Hurts, who goes several halves without completing a pass, and this is a really big season for him, and he was a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, they won a game last year without completing a pass.
Carson
right?
Wentz was a guy that was, a leading MVP candidate, but a lot of people can point to that injury. But that's all right. Injuries happen. He was never able to remotely recapture that type.
I feel like Robert Griffin is the poster child.
Yeah, there was a lot going on there. He was small. He had this superhuman ability to just get blown up every time an opposing player touched him.
But there was also like conflict happening between the front office and the coaching staff.
Remember Robert Griffin, who maintains a line that was a bad coaching staff that mistreated him, and there were like 17 head coaches on that staff. Like Kyle Shanahan was on that staff. Sean McVay was on that staff.
I mean, Mike
McDaniel
Shanahan was the head coach, the Super Bowl champion.
It's just like, all right, so you're telling me they don't know what they're talking about? All right. C.J. Stroud's probably like right there with Jalen Hurts, and like this is happening. So it's my long-winded way of saying it. There's a reality here where it's not just what happened to his brain. But
Absolutely.
But it certainly didn't help matters, and it's making things worse. Like just the normal functions of a quarterback. I'm not even talking about his limitations with the deep ball, even though he's proven you don't have to drive the ball to be an effective deep ball thrower, provided that you have Tyreek Hill. They're just like the decisions to run, when to slide, mishandling snaps now. There's a lot of things that pop up in his game that look neurological.
The things that used to be a strength for him are no longer strengths. His quick decision-making used to be a strength. He has a harder time now making the quick decisions, which leads to him not being terribly accurate. His decision-making was his number one strength, and it's just not there anymore. So is that, and the rest is, I mean, look, for as immobile as Tua was when he got to the Dolphins, hip injury, whatnot, he's even worse. Mike, you all right there?
Yeah, my tee got stuck to the coaster. I use this Wu-Tang coaster because it
no.
doesn't get stuck to it, but it got stuck to the coaster, which means it fall. Then I dropped a bunch of hot tea all over my hand.
Oh, man, I hope you're
Mike's
okay.
got the hot tea.
Again, not my fault. Coaster's fault.
Hope you're all right.
I got a hot take. I think, yes, there are how many teams in the NFL? 32? 31 stadiums. They should tell Tua exactly how they feel about him. But I feel like when Tua comes back to Miami
Tomorrow,
he should get a standing ovation from every single Miami Dolphin fan. Not because of his play, but because of his dedication. Everybody on TV was telling his brother, bro, sit your ass down, bro. Don't go back out there. He said, nah, I want to lead this team. And to his detriment, but he put his life on the line for y'all boys. Now this all y'all I hear, oh, he's this. I think y'all boys should give him a standing ovation when he get back.
I'm closer to Juju than where most Dolphin fans are. And I do think time will heal all wounds. He is going to get the shit boot out of him. He is. Like that
he
that
is
a
going to
fact.
be mercilessly
He did not
booed
help
tomorrow.
his case, and he the guy just kept saying the worst possible thing in these press conferences. But I do think when time goes by, people will recognize, like, man, that's the best quarterback that we've had since Marino. He led the NFL in passing. That was super exciting.
Well, that's what I was going to ask is, like, what are you booing him for? Because if it's about the
question.
press conferences, fine. But if it's about the decline in play, he gave you amazing moments.
It's a good question. And the first place I would start, because there is a major debate going on right now among Dolphin fans over the last 24 hours as to how we're going to treat Tua when he runs onto the field and starts the game tomorrow night. And it's, should we boo him? Is it okay to boo him? You shouldn't boo Tua. Me personally, I'm not into booing. I don't boo.
Really?
I just think I'll boo at wrestling. I mean, obviously. All right. Come on.
You look like a booer. That's
This
why I
can't
said
be the
really.
worst town you've ever been in, Miz.
You look like a booer.
No, I don't see the point.
You look like a booer.
At wrestling.
Boers wear backwards fitted caps.
Yes, they do.
Uncanny.
All right, but I'm not a booer. I don't see the point.
You look
okay?
like a soda drinker, too.
But here's the thing. Here's the point. If you're wondering if he should be booed, if you're wondering if it's okay to boo him, here's the thing. He's playing for the other team. So yes, it's okay to boo him. It's okay to boo every player who plays on the other team. Let's start there. So this idea...
But that's not what we're talking
Tristan,
about.
he didn't win shit here, okay? It's not like, hey, should we boo Dwayne Wade, all right? He didn't win shit.
He won more than many of the other quarterbacks that have come through
Not
here.
a single playoff game, Mike.
No, he went to the playoffs, and again, leading passer in the NFL. If this were a dinner banquet celebrating Miami Dolphins luminaries 17 years from now, the dude gets a strong applause.
It doesn't have to come off as this hugely personal thing. He plays for the other team. If you want to boo him, boo the man.
That's not what's happening here.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's a bullshit excuse. Because a lot of times when players come back in, they do a little tribute video for them. And
it's
then,
that-
There
and then
better
they
not
give
be a
them
tribute
little-
video.
Trista, you have to understand, it's that really deeply personal Atlanta Falcons, Miami Dolphins preseason rivalry.
Here's the thing. You're wondering why is it the press conferences, is it this and that? You know, Dolphin fan, there wasn't a conversation from the Dolphin fan when Chad Henne was coming back. Chad Henne ended up stinking. We had high hopes for him, stunk, all right? We weren't wondering about booing him when he came back. Ryan Tannehill, we had high hopes for him. He was here a year longer than Tua was. We gave him chance after chance after chance. Didn't work out. He wasn't that great. There was no conversation about booing Ryan Tannehill. You know why? Because at the end of their time with the Miami Dolphins, they didn't become this unlikable douche, all right? And that's what Tua was. So not only was he awful, okay, and I understand, hey, I wouldn't have turned down $200 million. Of course he's going to take it. But regardless, welcome to sports. He signed a huge contract, which he didn't wind up holding up his end of the bargain. As a result, the Dolphins are seriously hamstrung over the next couple of years, and he was wholly unlikable in his final year. So yeah, if the Dolphin fan wants to boo him tomorrow night, whatever, boo him.
You know who becomes unlikable and has questionable press conferences and says the wrong thing sometimes? People with brain injuries.
That's what I was going to
Like,
say.
right.
Need empathy.
That's like you said,
Right.
scrambled eggs. Like, that's what I mean by scrambled
Okay,
eggs.
maybe, but it could also be both. Like we were talking about this with Royce White a couple weeks ago, right? Where, okay, Royce White, everyone years ago when Royce White entered the NBA was kind of afraid. We don't want to say anything bad about him because he's got mental health, OCD, he's got all this, so I don't want to come off as insensitive. Well, you know what? He could have obsessive compulsive disorder and also be a huge asshole. Like it could be both. And Tua can be suffering from head injuries, could have had concussions, and he may also have changed as a person once he got paid. Like it could be both.
He would also, before the rash of on-field incidents, would say stupid shit.
Yeah, he may
like
just
he
be
would
stupid.
say too much. Like whether it was the show me the money thing that he did at camp, or that time he was in college and he volunteered that his dad would hit him with the belt whenever he threw an interception. Like he says too much.
Remember that time you wanted to play a preseason game or an overseas game in Israel?
Oh, well, yeah. They said, is there anywhere that
yeah.
the NFL hasn't played yet? You were like, oh,
Jerusalem.
be dope to play in Jerusalem.
Yeah, that was after the rash. Of,
CTE,
All right, man.
Yeah.
Read the room a little bit.
I was like, hey, man, do you watch the news?
A lot of other cool places, too. Maybe mention that first.
Tel Aviv, for
Yeah,
example.
exactly. That would be
Yeah.
my number one choice.
A
in
very
Israel.
modernized city. There's nothing wrong with booing Tua tomorrow night. And he's going to be... Like, that's fine that you had that stance, Juju. It's a very rational stance that Juju has, where he went out. Look, he had serious injuries, not just head injuries, but his hip and his ankle, and it's like he went out there and he wanted to play. And as a sports fan, you love that, man. Like you want him to go out and play. Far too often, I just a couple days ago was talking about on the Rich Paul podcast where Peyton Watson, just hey, like he could play, but I don't want to risk it because I want to get that money. Like I can't play both sides where I'm mad at that and I'm also mad at the guy in Tua who wants to go out there and play. But at the same time, he was so unlikable last year, really over the last couple of years. And if the Dolphin fan wants to boo that, go ahead and boo it, man. I don't have an
You
issue.
giving them permission?
I'm giving my
give
my
the
opinion.
blessing, the
yeah,
blessing.
I'm giving my blessing.
it
Yes,
is.
not permission.
Judge ass.
It's just not the greatest look, but you're fans. You shouldn't care about the greatest look. This one comes off petty. I get both sides of it, but maybe, just maybe, like Amin alluded to, some of the reason why he said all the bad stuff is because he literally sacrificed
knows
his
that.
body for
No one knows that.
this team. Yeah, and for personal gain too, but for this market, like he a lot of people were scared for his health. He sacrificed a lot.
Let me just say right now, a lot of times we do this, like, well, we don't know, and da-da-da. I'm pretty sure this dude has like this.
Come on.
Yes.
We saw the
Absolute-
fingers.
no, but do we
absolute-
know that that's why his behavior is what it is?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know anything. I haven't talked to anybody. I'm going with 98% certainty that a lot of the behavior, a lot of the stuff, maybe not all, because like you said, like Royce White, like sometimes you could be
May
both.
just be a dick.
You could be a dick who also has issues,
And 22.
right? All those things. But I'm going 98% certainty, scrambled eggs. That dude, like, of anybody I've ever seen in front of a camera and a microphone, and then what happened on the field, I have never seen a stronger connection.
Now the question becomes because he will, when Tua throws an interception tomorrow night, do both fan bases, Dolphins fans and Falcon fans, cheer? Are they both happy?
Oh, you want the Falcons fans are like, don't let this guy play well because we don't want him to be our quarterback.
Of course.
So you're rooting against him.
Yeah.
At the same time, the Dolphins fans hate him,
Yeah.
so they're rooting against him.
Yeah.
Maybe he is like just unloved and he's just feeling all the pressure. Right? Like maybe that's part of it.
Well, again, to the belt conversation that we had earlier.
Holy
it's
shit.
not the easiest upbringing.
How much
What-
of that CTE is from that?
What would the total number of games be if we were setting the line, number of games as a starter for Tua for the remainder of his career?
As a starter?
Starting the game, what would the line be? For the rest of his career, what would the line be?
4.5?
I think that's a good number.
He's played a lot of football. I don't know if he's
28 years old.
this is going really poorly. I would say a guy that's played that much football, that's familiar with NFL offenses, can just be around the game as a backup for a very long time. Yeah, but if he's a backup, then someone would start. I'd say like 3.5.
3.5. Wow.
that whole,
and that's me expecting him to be named starter, because I don't think he'll be starter for long. He kind of stinks.
I got 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah, because it's always that one D-end rusher who might just end the whole thing.
Yeah, he's always a hit away. I mean, everybody is, but
that's why your number's way too high.
Yeah, 6. As I'm saying, 6.5. Like, why is it that high for you?
There are going to be 6 times at least that a coach is going to say, Tua, you're starting this week.
That's another thing. Like, you're really going to show him. I think he knows that South Florida feels a certain type of way about him, and we all see what's happening here. This would be one of the more improbable career resurrections we've ever seen. This is very clearly the end for this guy.
He's clueless. I bet you he has no idea.
I think he's closer to clueless.
I bet you he has no clue.
You know what I'm looking forward to the most? Him being asked about the reception that he got and seeing what he says.
It's going to be ugly.
He's going to say the same thing Deshaun Watson said, right?
He always said he has
unbelievable.
He has an ability to say.
I hope that's what he says.
Say pretty bad things in front of a microphone.
Yep.
I bet you he's going to say something like, I didn't hear it, or like something like that.
In the same conversation in vein, did you see that Brad Stevens said that Jaylen Brown's number will be retired in Boston?
Oh,
so I wonder what that reception going to be like game 1 back, because that crowd can get
they're gonna cheer him, right?
Ooh.
You would think so.
Really?
But racism is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the first time, and Jalen also has a tendency recently to say things that might work against his interests there.
But the
he deserves
Celtic fan was also upset that he was traded.
This is one where the fans 100%
they're on the same
behind
page.
him.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I would hope so. He deserves to be welcomed back warmly.
Because he didn't ask to get traded. They threw him into Giannis talks, and he didn't ask to get
I hear you, but he also did the thing that everybody in the league would seize on, like, oh, this guy wants out.
Yeah, he right, but I
My
think
favorite season.
Yeah,
That was a very clear
that's true.
klaxon.
That's true.
I don't think. I mean, Juju could tell us as the only former Celtics fan in the house. Like, that's not how they look at him. Like the fans, all they think about is this dude was a Finals MVP.
I know that's how Juju looks at him. He followed him to the new franchise.
Exactly. That's my boy.
If the Celtic fan liked what they got in return, then I think maybe this gets complicated.
Right, but Brad Stevens also has enough cachet with that fan base. Like that's who you're ultimately mad at here, right? You got to be mad at somebody because like this was a bad trade, and you made the Sixers stronger, and because you made the Sixers stronger, they ended up getting LeBron and becoming even stronger.
Yeah.
But who do you point the finger at here?
Paul George. It's always Paul George's fault.
So speaking of NBA, I mean, did you see this yesterday? Where do you regularly listen? You listen to a lot of podcasts, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How many do you listen to regularly? How many are in the rotation?
Regular rotation.
In the rotation.
Okay, so all of my stuff, Cinephobe, Basketball Illuminati, Here's the Science.
You listen back to your own shows?
Just like Greg Cody.
Quality,
once as a fan and then once
control.
as quality
Like,
control.
hey, there's dead air at 2:04.
I don't. Well, no. It's once it's out. But I do in terms of like this is how we should do this next time. Especially Cinephobe. There's a lot of bits. Sometimes they work. Sometimes they don't. So it's like, oh, we need to start bringing this back.
What do you think that percentage is of working to not working?
Probably a strong like 75-80% work.
That's really good.
Yeah,
good for you.
We're good.
Matt Nagy.
We have a really good podcast. I don't know if you guys heard, right? But the other ones, the non-Amin version, I listened to Bad Friends with Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
Okay, go on.
I listened to Game Over with Max Kellerman and Rich Paul.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kane's Insight.
Yeah.
Talking with
Taché and the Hockey Show and Alley Oop
Pitch
and
Clock.
Zad Show 1.0. I don't know what happened in that one.
That's in my past. We don't talk about that.
Oh.
I'm a look forward kind of guy. Zaslow Show 2.0.
I've been on the feed and it hasn't updated in a couple of years. I said maybe there's something wrong going on.
So, well, it's because it was a radio show. It was not a podcast.
Email Len Weiner.
So anyway, Draymond Green on the latest Draymond Green show. And yes, of course, Draymond Green has a podcast because everybody has a podcast. If you don't, you're a huge loser. And Draymond Green spoke about his former teammate, Klay Thompson, after he just, was introduced to the Miami media. Give this a listen.
I don't like how everybody's trying to act like, oh, man, it's Klay Thompson, like Klay to the Heat. Like, this is Klay of 2018. And the reason I don't like it is because I feel like everybody's trying to set Klay up for failure. And so I'm going to say it right here, right now. Let's stop acting like 2017 is Klay is going to Miami. I wish sports media would speak to it more like when Ray Allen went to Miami. Like, that's the role I'd expect of Klay. Don't try to set my brother up like you about to get the 2017 Klay, so the moment you don't, y'all can bash him. That's bullshit. He's going to year 16 of his career. We obviously know the injuries that he's faced. Yes, he is going to go provide shooting because he shoot the lights out the ball, and when he's 60, he'll be able to shoot the lights out the ball. But don't try to build it up like, oh, man, look what happened, so that y'all can tear him down when he's not averaging 20 points a game. That's bullshit. That's what media does, and I don't like that. And so I'm going to say it right here. Let's look at him more like you looked at Ray Allen when Ray Allen was going to Miami. Oh, by the way, when sports media was still kind of a good thing, when you could appreciate Ray Allen going to Miami in the role that he was going to go play, when sports media wasn't trying to build someone up just to slice them down.
Strawman.
I want to go around the room real quick.
Jesus.
I want to go around the room real quick, all right? And I want a one-word answer. You could either say yes or you could say no. And we'll start with Amin. Amin, have you heard a single person try and make the case that the Heat are getting 2017 Klay Thompson and not what they essentially want out of him now, which is a version of Ray Allen? Have you heard anyone say that, yes or no?
No.
Jeremy, have you heard anyone say that?
No.
Mike Ryan,
No,
have
dog.
you heard? Okay.
No.
Trista, you don't even know what I'm going to ask. Juju, have you heard anyone say that?
No, sir, I have not.
No.
Boy. Not everything
Well,
that
one person.
we just heard him.
Draymond Green.
Everything that Draymond complains about with the media, he does.
It's him.
He does
It's him.
all of those things. This is a total straw man. There is not a single person who has said that the Heat are going to get some different version of Klay Thompson, essentially, than the one you saw the last couple of years in Dallas. You think he's going to be a little bit better than that because he's going to play with a superstar now in Giannis, but no one has said anything different.
He's put the quarter in, Zaz, and you're playing right into it. Like, he put the quarter into you, and he's putting the quarter into everybody, and now we're talking about a show, and you're all outraged, and your cortisol levels through the roof. I saw Draymond in the south of France, and I was like, yo, why are you always coming at me on threads? Why are you always doing this? Why are you always making these crazy arguments? And he goes, I have nothing better to do.
Is this a true story?
This is a true story. I am bored. I am like painfully bored, and I have one just say shit.
Wait. Where'd you see Draymond?
South of France.
Dab.
I'll do Draymond one better. To compare him to Ray Allen is really unfair, and you shouldn't be doing that to Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. You shouldn't be. That is a really
Because you think Ray Allen is much better.
At this stage in their career, yeah, Ray was a consummate.
I don't
know. Like, dude, that guy was a physical specimen.
Yeah.
No one worked harder.
Physically, Ray was.
Yeah.
Even though he was older, he was in great
Ray
shape.
would tire out opposing defenses. Ray took years off of Dwayne Wade's career just from Dwayne Wade having to chase him around at an advanced age. Like, they just approach conditioning a totally different way.
One night I was leaving Hooters in Atlanta back in the day, and I was like, damn, that bro tall as hell. I like that brother tall as hell. But it was Ray Allen running around Atlanta because they played the Hawks the next day at 1:30 a.m.
I'll do it too, by the way, all right? So get the Look at Me Louie ready for me as well. Speaking of tall, I saw Vin Baker this morning. He's really tall.
High ass.
That's who that was.
Well,
I saw him
actually,
in the lobby.
You know
Who
what?
was that?
Hold on.
Because there was no look at me, Louie. That I just saw Vin Baker.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's just a name drop.
I was actually at the Klay Thompson press conference, unlike Draymond Green.
This is back.
And with that part of it, not even going to give me the look at me, Louie. With that part of it, the best part of what Draymond said is, well, you should be comparing with Ray Allen. It was the third question. Or the fourth
It's the
question.
only thing
It was, "Hey,
everyone
Spo,
is
wait,
saying.
Hey, Spo,
Well, hold on.
how similar is this to when Ray Allen showed up here?
Hold on. It was the fourth question, but probably not by the media, right? It's probably some smart fans or maybe a former player asked that, right?
Yeah,
Someone
no,
in new
actually, Bam
media.
walked in. Bam walked in and was like, hey, I remember watching Ray Allen. Is it going to be like that standing in the back? Hey, coach. Hey, coach. Is this more like Ray Allen than it is getting 2017 Klay? It's ridiculous. It's exactly the comparison that everyone's making. And you talk about the conditioning. Ray was the type of guy who kept himself in that type of shape. But something that Klay brought up unprovoked, not even with the media necessarily asking about it, was like he was excited about the conditioning test. He said, I think it's going to be really good for me to get into the Heat type of shape because I need that, this revitalization of my career. I need to be in that type of shape.
He has spoken in a manner that he is excited to be pushed the way that he understands this franchise pushes its players.
Ray Allen was not a reclamation project. There were not questions about his
They
physical
don't need him to be a
ability.
reclamation project. Klay Thompson's year last year in Dallas is virtually the same numbers that Ray Allen had here. They're not looking for reclamation.
Mike, the only thing that Mike brings up in terms of the Ray Allen comp is Ray Allen's physique was just he was in great conditioning at any age.
Ray Allen right now is probably in better shape than Klay Thompson.
Okay.
But other than that, I think Klay's a better defensive player than Ray was at that stage of the career.
This Klay?
Yes, this Klay's a better
On ball.
than Ray Allen in 2012.
On ball.
At least Klay
13.
still got some size on him.
Dude,
like Ray didn't have much size.
Ray was not guarding anybody. Ray was doing this. Like, which way are you going to blow past me? Well, I'm going to make sure you blow past me this way as opposed to that way. And that's cool because he was not there to provide that. I'm not saying Klay Thompson is still 2017 Klay defensively. I'm saying where Ray Allen was and where Klay is right now, defensively, Klay's ahead of him. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I want to put it out there right now, okay? And you could always send on Twitter or what have you. I want to know who has said that the Heat are getting 2017 Klay Thompson.
You just heard from him.
Never heard that.
I'm telling you, everything that Draymond Green comes after, the old guard media about, he's the ringleader of all of those things.
But now, like, Trista's kind of ruined it. Where I was like, how could this guy be not self-aware enough? And it's like, oh, he is. He's doing basically a less funny version of what Gilbert Arenas does. Because I've been telling you guys for years, there's nothing Gilbert says that he's sincere about. Everything is a work. Everything is a bit. He's just not only trolling, he's trolling for maximum self-entertainment. He just wants to throw stuff out there and laugh his ass off, right? Draymond does it, and I don't even get the feeling that he's laughing at the reaction. I just feel like he's just doing it to do it.
So that's a real story, Trista. Draymond told you that he is literally just messing around.
Yeah, I saw him in line at the Afties, and I was like, I'm going to come up to him and talk to him because
Look at me,
there it is.
It is bougie. South of France, Afties.
Afties,
It's
yeah.
bougie.
And that's what he said. So I've changed my entire lens on looking at his content where I'm like, oh, he knows exactly what he's doing. How many minutes have we spent on Draymond?
Well, the only thing I'll say here, Trista, is it's kind of, in a weird way, he's kind of shitting on Klay by even having this conversation the way he's doing. Like, I'm looking out for Klay. No, you're not.
He's the guy that's tearing him down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of.
Don't expect him to be good. He's not good anymore. That's really what he's saying.
I'm tired of all these people lifting someone up to tear him down. So I'm just going to tear him down so that I can
Ahead of
lift him
time.
back up.
Yeah.
And as soon as he falls flat on his face, y'all gonna be there to laugh at him.
Yeah, I'm allowed to say my friend sucks. You can't, but I'll tell you my friend sucks.
Probably shoots text at Klay, hey, man, had your back today.
Right.
No one was having this conversation.
Juju, you went to the Marlins game last night, huh?
Yes, sir.
You enjoy that? You've been there before, though.
I've been there once before, but it was my first time seeing the Boston Red Sox lose. Salute to my boy Jeremy, man. He had that thing rocking, too. I'm talking about every other inning.
Jeremy had that thing rocking.
It's
Yes, I
so-
did. Put it on the
it's
poll.
so-
Did Jeremy have that thing rocking?
It is so
Juju,
weird.
put that on the poll.
It is so weird to see Jeremy at a Marlins game in his environment.
Oh,
because
man.
it's just
People
like
is he like a different Jeremy?
completely different.
Yes.
He's confident.
Hey, fans!
Like
It's just, it's a, hey, he does television. It's great.
it is incredible.
That's
Yeah,
what
I'm confident there because this doesn't happen the moment I
It's a
open my
perfect
mouth.
role for
That's
him.
what an in-stadium host should do.
Yeah, that's right.
Be peppy.
There's
He's
no
peppy.
there's no bully, like Gabby Sanchez doesn't bully you. There's no bully.
There's no
Tommy Hutton does.
Yeah, but when you're doing the in-stadium stuff, there's
Yeah.
no foil.
No. The in-stadium stuff
The
is
team
like
is the foil.
exactly what works within my sort of jovial personality. On the broadcast, I'm sort of like the quirky guy doing lists of Nintendo names because George Kirby is pitching for the other team.
Your foil when you're doing the in-stadium stuff is just the ambient hum of the AC overpowering everything.
And we got that thing rocking. 5th most wins in baseball at home.
You look like a soda drinker too.
For the last couple of days, Greg Cody's been in studio with us.
He has.
And yesterday, we played another clip of AEW wrestling where we believe they must have a Le Batard Show fan, or maybe just a Greg Cody Show fan, who is injecting Greg Cody's catchphrases
Yeah.
into their programming.
I heard the bit. I don't agree.
Okay, that's fine. Well, let me play again for you real quick from yesterday. This is the second time that this has happened, or at least that we played the video. This is from yesterday where we believe AEW programming is using Greg Cody catchphrases. Give this a listen, I mean.
Juice Robinson versus Clark Connors. Who won? Who? The Guns versus the Dogs. Who won? Who? And in a double chain match. Who's the Juice and Jerry? Who?
Now, I went...
Baja Men can also be upset.
That's what I'm thinking. I get Baja Man from that. Who let the dogs out?
Well, okay, but he did it with the inflection. Who won?
Well, he's building.
All right. I'm full disclosure. Like I said, not disclosure day, but full disclosure.
Okay.
I went into this yesterday ready to poo-poo it and tell you, Greg, no one cares about your catchphrases. No one is using them on AEW. Like, don't be stupid. And I heard that, yes, and like I'm having a hard time denying it. And now I had one of our listeners send me another couple of clips. I'm going to play the first one here for you. But both of these clips are from the same segment, all right? Don't pay as much attention to, what's actually happening in the video. Like, who the hell can explain? But pay more attention to the possible use of the Greg Cody catchphrase.
What you learn, huh? What you learn, huh? What you learn, huh?
So over and over, they're saying, "What you learn? What you learn? What you learn?"
That's a common phrase.
Still
Okay,
skeptical.
but we got to put it together with the other examples as well,
What'd you
don't
learn?
Catches Catch Can a few weeks ago.
we? Who won?
Everyone says catch as catch can.
No, and
What?
No, and they ended the Catch as Catch Can segment with "You Never Know."
You never know sometimes.
Stop it.
See, Amin is playing the role that I thought I was going to play,
What role?
and of being indignant that it's not a thing.
I
It's
think you
coincidence.
guys are just navel gazers. You just think everything is about you around
All
here.
right, well, play the next one.
All right,
then.
so this is in the same clip again.
We're rolling now, huh?
Are you kidding me? We're rolling. No, it's not just we're rolling now. We're rolling now, huh?
I mean,
It's undeniable.
you know what's funny? At first when he went, I was like, oh, that is kind of like Greg. But then he came back and it's like, oh, he just said, come on, man.
It's undeniable. There's something happening.
All in the same segment. What'd you learn? We're rolling now, huh?
You guys have the wrestler or the writers?
Well, it hasn't always been the same wrestler.
Got it.
So I think that in the creative room, there's a Greg Cody superfan.
We're rolling now, huh?
Well, this is what I would say. If there is indeed a mole in the writing room, you got to do one thing. You gotta take the catchphrase that Cody came up with that Zaz somehow tried to claim later on, and have one of them say that. If that happens, then I'll believe it.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if they say that one,
That's what I'm talking about.
No, that would be, we'd know that that's not a Greg Cody phrase.
Yeah, they say it.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Then I believe it.
That's what I'm talking about.
All of it has bored Mike Ryan, so I'm going to try to lure him back with a
Back streets back. All right. This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings Sports. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Oh, yeah.
Good job, Juju. There he is. Our pal is David Sampson, who has returned to joining us every week here. Of course, the host of Nothing Personal. David, good to see you, of course. You know, I see the question, so is it okay if I ask, you know, for folks out there who are wondering, who can't wait for your full-time return to Nothing Personal, is there an update there?
As soon as Amin says he'll start listening to the show.
This is on you, Amin. Get it in your regular
It's
rotation.
early. It's on very early in the morning.
But
for
it's
me. I'm
released in
West Coast.
podcast form. Come on, man.
Then the day starts. I got to catch up. I got to listen to this show. Then I listen to the next show.
Nah.
I'll try. I'll get in there. I'll get in there. I'll squeeze it in.
Amin, I appreciate you. We do so many fun things with Pablo that when I didn't hear your mention of Nothing Personal, it would be like me being asked about my fellow Pulitzer Prize winner, do I pay attention to your shows? And the answer is, of course. I pay attention to everything you do because it has so much more weight these days than it used to prior to last September 3rd.
That's right. We did Cyborg today. That's the movie. The Cinephobe movie of the week.
That's a good one.
What movie is that again?
Cyborg with JCVD.
Oh,
and nobody
okay.
else.
Is that the one where it kind of gets crucified, but like on a tow truck?
No. That's the one where he
Which one am I thinking of?
That's the one where he does the splits from above and drops down and kills the guy.
Ooh.
The bad guy in Cyborg looks cool.
Oh, he's a little weird looking.
He could
guy.
do a split.
He looks like a Brazilian Samuel L. Jackson.
That's right.
Well, we're all looking forward when it comes, David. We're all looking forward to the full-time return to Nothing Personal.
Thank you.
Want to get your thoughts here on what we were just talking about in the local hour. I expect Tua Tagovailoa tomorrow to be heavily booed by the Dolphin fan as he starts for Atlanta. Does that bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. I just think it's misdirected. I don't understand. If you really want to get to a player, just be silent, be indifferent, be disinterested. And I feel as though that's what the Dolphins fans need to do because they've got to move on, only in that it was such a painful part of Dolphins history and that they thought they had it. He leads the league in passing. They've got this new great wonder kid coach who's a little off but may help them win. And then it ended up being nothing. I think the best way to deal with it is to totally ignore his presence and be totally focused on the reality of what this season means in terms of the future of the Dolphins.
Yep.
Don't worry about the 3 games they'll win, but go to like next year or the next year.
Did you ever feel bad when you were president of the Marlins? Did you ever feel bad for any of your players who were getting booed? Not in their return as an opponent, but like the home crowd was booing them, their performance, they were struggling. Did you ever feel bad for one of your players who was getting booed? And they were upset by it, you know?
Oh, I've never met a player. Hold on, let me think about this, Az. I don't think I've ever had a player come to the clubhouse after a game in tears because they were booed or angry because they were booed or even focused on the fact that they were booed. I don't think I've ever even had the conversation. I've been booed when I've been on the field as well in my career, and it just doesn't – it's funny. It doesn't mean anything because they don't exactly know why they're booing other than they feel as though they wanted something to happen that never happened, like winning or like a better play or like a hit in a certain situation or driving in a run or doing something better with your team. But I really don't think it hugely impacts it. But at the same time, I've never had a player walk into the clubhouse after a game and comment on a standing ovation or comment on the cheering. And it's not to say it's not relevant what fans do because it's for them and it makes them feel good about being active in a game. But I've never had a player come in and then talk about fan reaction.
Mike, you know, I felt the one time that I felt bad that a player was getting booed by his home crowd, you know, for my team, like I'm there, I'm Antoine Walker. There were times where he was getting booed by our crowd. He missed another 3. And the crowd was rough on him, you know, that second year here in Miami, and I felt bad.
I think locally there was a point of frustration when Tyler Van Dyke was going through a lot of struggles reading the zone defense, and he seemed to have a really difficult time with it.
College kid.
Yeah. I mean, it was a different era. They do get paid. But, yeah, he looking at him on the sidelines, he seemed to have a really difficult time with that kind of adversity.
I'm trying to remember.
I'll add another piece of flavor to that, guys, which is a sports psychologist who you have on staff, whether it's one or a group of 2 or 3 sports psychologists. In all of my years, it was never even a topic that would come up where let's deal with booing or how do you feel about the booing? What does it do to your performance? So that's an even truer measure of the impact that it actually has.
So David hi, good morning. Does it surprise you that the way that Deshaun Watson was talking about fans and his reception and booing, because it seems like he might be the only player in history then that spoke about it so openly?
Like, David, how quick was the PR staff for Cleveland scattering on, holy shit, what are we going to do now?
I mean, listen, Deshaun Watson has been the cause of scattering for so many years now. I think that he's a case, Trista, where I can't begin to understand what's in his head or whatever he says has any truth at all. And whether or not he's going for angles or for sympathy or for reclamation, it's hard to understand what his plan is because I've never understood how he's dealt with any of the PR that's accompanied him throughout these years. So I view him like the East German judge. I just don't count it.
Yeah, you know what? To your point the other day, Zaz, you know what helps with those boos? 2 World Series championships won by my boy, so you can boo all you want to. You dig it? It doesn't matter.
You have a number 20, Juju. That is outstanding.
Wait, but
that's a classic one.
Yes, sir.
Did David only get one?
Yeah, I think that's what he said. Won by my boy.
Oh, one
Yeah.
O-N-E by
Yeah.
my boy.
2 world
not
championships.
W-O.
Won by my boy.
I was confused there too.
Lingo.
W-O-N.
Might get the lingo.
Yeah.
He gave himself an escape hatch. David, you started being defensive about nothing personal and whether or not Amin listens to it. I'm happy to announce nothing personal has an opportunity to gain some bragging rights here because coming up next week, DraftKings is going to have something called DraftKings Game Day where there will be incredible deals and more on that later. But we are announcing a free-to-play contest where there will be a show Olympics next week where Nothing Personal will be represented, the Le Batard Show will be represented, and Mystery Crate will be represented. And we will have a series of challenges, and you get to play as to whether or not the Le Batard Show will come out on top, Mystery Crate will come out on top, or Nothing Personal will come out on top.
What's Mystery Crate? They just change jerseys and then they play again?
Tony will be representing Mystery Crate.
Got it, okay.
Zaz will be representing the Le Batard Show. And Coca will be representing Nothing Personal.
I got a call from Coca yesterday about this, and he wanted to know what preparation was required for the different events. And so I assumed, as I'm right now training for a marathon, I thought maybe there'd be a half marathon or some sort of strongman contest. So I was ready to get right in there and say, well, listen, let's go out and run 5 today, and then we can do a speed workout and a hill workout, maybe do some lifting. It turns out I may have had the wrong idea of what the events were.
This will test mind, body, and spirit, but most of the details are presently embargoed.
Also, no strongman competition, but there is a
Strawman
competition.
So we will put that free-to-play contest on our social media at Le Batard Show, so you can get in on the action there, and more details will emerge as to what we got cooking next week.
David, did you see no more Pro Bowl? Yo, why can't we just play on? Why is everybody got to point it out and laugh? David, you see no more Pro Bowl. The NFL, they pulled the plug. That's it. We love the Pro Bowl, and it's no more.
Well, you didn't love the Pro Bowl
No.
because if you loved the Pro Bowl, then the Pro Bowl would still be the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
The fact is, nobody loved the Pro Bowl. The players, the fans, they tried Hawaii, they tried Orlando, they tried to make it flag football, and they finally realized that they can't tinker with it anymore. The best thing to do is just eliminate it, and it's tough timing because there's a lot of talk about CTE. And it's hard to argue that the reason why there's no Pro Bowl is nobody wants to play an extra game of football that doesn't count. They just don't feel like taking the chance. The other leagues have issues with their all-star games, and they deal with it through creative ways to change the competition. The NBA goes to world versus world, or they have players who are drafting. Major League Baseball figures out, do we wear home uniforms? Do we wear special uniforms? Do we have maybe a designated hitter who can hit anytime? So everyone's trying to figure out how to make it more compelling. The NFL realized this isn't about compelling. This is about the fact that our sport leads to brain injury and death. So therefore, we're not going to tinker with the Pro Bowl. We're just going to eliminate it.
I kind of, maybe I'm in a minority. I like what they did the last couple of years where we're just going to make it a bunch of crazy skills competitions, right? Like, just show me how incredible these athletes are in a way that doesn't put them at risk of getting clobbered.
But they didn't have a broadcast partner who said that's sufficient. There has to be an anchor event for a Pro Bowl weekend. You can't just have an NBA All-Star weekend and make it just the three-point contest, or NHL with the skills competition, or Major League Baseball with the Derby. You have to have the game that comes with it, and the NFL just couldn't provide it. And the networks, including NFL Network, which now obviously we know is not controlled by the NFL anymore, there were no takers. And so you combine that with the fact that the players weren't interested, fans, broadcasters, what does that result in? Cancellation.
David, do you own an Aura ring?
Is there a chance that there's a camera that is watching me as I'm waiting for you to start 4 minutes late that I don't know about? And I'm asking because life is weird, and I don't know if you can see this phone right here.
Okay.
It's
I don't know
sufficiently
where to
blurred
hold
out.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'll read to you is order placed, thank you.
Really?
Shipping to David Sampson tomorrow, August 28th, Aura Ring 5. I did it at 9:38 a.m. and I finished around 9:42, thinking I wouldn't be able to finish because we would have started on time.
Well, maybe we knew. Maybe we knew you needed another couple of minutes. But hold on a second. You're buying an Aura Ring now after Trista told us yesterday that Aura Ring is bullshit.
So I have one that I've been wearing, and it has become an addiction of mine because I track my sleep, I track my activity, I track my steps, I don't track the women's health part of it, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't. I just don't.
Yeah,
but
equality.
There are all sorts of things, and I like also the concomitant tan line that results from wearing the Aura Ring on the middle finger, because it makes when you give the middle finger that much more impactful. So Trista, I am all in on the Aura Ring, though I do understand why there would be people who would be hesitant.
So you think that the sleep data is real and not fugazi?
I love where your head's at because I mapped it. So what does that mean? During the night when I'm waking up all the time.
You're a notoriously terrible sleeper, right?
Terrible. So last night, I'll just, so you guys are I love you guys. I really do.
Thank you.
So let me tell you about last night, just because it's so good. So here's what it says. Sleep, 57. Pay attention. Build on your efficiency. Total sleep, 3 hours and 5 minutes. Now, that's interesting only in that I want to see when it has me awake. So it has a chart of when I was awake. Why does that matter? Because during the night when I open my eyes, I have a pen and paper next to my bed, and I would write down, okay, awake from 12:45 to 12:48. And so I'll write that down, and then when I close my eyes, I obviously don't write it again. And it also tells me about my oxygen, my heart rate, my breathing, to see whether or not I have any apnea, which I don't. And then we'll go through every day about my readiness to run, when I should run.
How does a ring know this? How does a ring do all this?
He's not breathing well.
Oh, it absolutely can. Look, here it is.
Yeah.
And if you look inside, there are these sensors that somehow attach to your nasal cavity. I haven't figured that one out yet, though.
They're just making shit up.
David, I kind of want to go back to the Deshaun thing because I'm interested in your perspective
He has
here
an Aura Ring?
on what Deshaun said going at the fan base. This is now a public relations crisis with Deshaun Watson. What else is new? This is the latest layer on that. But he actually just brought a bunch of old shit back into the spotlight here, goes at the paying customer. The paying customers are now properly pissed because not only do you have this guy being bad, not only is he taking a shot at your fan base, he opened the door to bring up all the old shit again. And if you're Jimmy Haslam, you're the one guy that believed in Deshaun Watson the most, and now he's going at your fan base. How do you handle it?
I'd like to do a top 5 if you guys don't mind.
Whoa.
The top 5 times that it worked when an athlete or front office executive went after the fan base.
Yeah, let's do it.
Number 5. Number 4.
Okay.
Mike.
Do you get it, Jeremy?
It's a lose.
What
You
about-
no, I
can't
get it.
do it.
What was number 1?
Number 1.
Skip to number 1.
The number 1
Jim
time it
Fossil
works
telling
going
everybody to
after
get
your
in.
fan base.
This team is going to playoffs.
Playoffs? That's Jim Moore.
That's
No,
Jim
the
Moore.
answer is that I would go talk to Deshaun, except I realized that I would never go talk to Deshaun because what's the use? You said the latest PR crisis. He's not a player who I would spend a minute on. I wouldn't have my PR guys go talk to him. I wouldn't have my team president, the owner. He's a lost cause. And there are players like that, not many. But they're just players you just ignore.
Well, he could be a lost cause, David, but the things he's saying can hurt your bottom line if the fans are angry.
So my view of that, Zaz, is and maybe Mike as an erstwhile Browns fan, do you care anymore what
I do
Deshaun
think,
Watson says?
look, it definitely has cost them money. Now, they could replace a fan like me, no doubt. But over the last few years where I haven't been a Browns fan, they've lost thousands of dollars just from me. And there are many like me. And I don't know if the current state of affairs means they're just getting new Browns fans. Generationally, you'll have some fans come of age, but I do think it's hurt their bottom line, no doubt.
But were you going to reinvest this year?
What do you mean? In the Browns? I'm done with the Browns. Like, the
Right,
only way that I
so-
could have reinvested is if, like, they got Cam Ward.
What he's saying is that they already lost you. So, like, the people they
Right,
lost because of
right.
Deshaun
But when they
Watson-
lost me, they lost decades of revenue.
Sure, but David's point is they're not losing more people right now because of Deshaun Watson.
Well, no, that
Well-
doesn't seem to be the case. They're like, it seems pretty hot. People are screaming at their training camp. People are putting signs on Jim Brown statues. It does seem like this is a tipping point for the few that stuck around that were uneasy about it, that are just like, man, now he's going at me? Get out of here.
Historically, my view is that the Deshaun Watson situation is we've already seen the financial impact. And so anything he does going forward, I do not believe will add to the negative financial impact that he has wrought upon his team. But let's talk about the other side. Is there a scenario where you would go back to being a Browns fan if they shove a 13-4 into your brain this year?
No, like the scenario that would allow me to come back to the Browns is what I've said before, which is they get a Cam Ward, somebody with Miami ties, or if there's like a hypothetical where one of my favorite players like Baker Mayfield ends up back with the Browns.
What about ownership change?
That would certainly help because I would still feel some type of way. I'm not saying I would be back if Cam Ward were there. I'd have a lot to think about, but I have a serious issue with Jimmy Haslam and how he's run the team.
Yeah, and
so you're somewhere in the pipeline of how do we remember it's way harder to keep a customer to keep a customer is what you want to do versus getting a new customer. Getting back an old customer is the hardest part of the sales prism. And so what has to be done to get your money back, Mike, the juice just isn't worth that because you have to invest so much into getting you back. And the reality is that what Deshaun Watson's doing now, people are screaming and hanging stuff on the Jim Brown statue. I'm not sure that they're investors in the team in any way. And if there are season ticket holders who are calling now to cancel because of what Deshaun Watson did, it's much like the cable companies getting calls canceling when there's a blackout. There is a tipping point. You ignore, and then you say, well, wait a minute, now I'm not going to ignore. I don't think the Browns are anywhere near that with Deshaun Watson, given what they've already lived with him and not simply jettisoned him away, which I would have done immediately. They've kept him. This certainly is not going to tip the scales.
And also, there's a trend going on online where people are burning their Deshaun Watson jerseys.
That's nonsense, though.
And I would like to call out that that's kind of a self-own because why the hell you got a Browns Deshaun Watson jersey, bruh?
Yeah, that's
exactly.
That's nonsense.
I just slightly disagree with David because there is a new layer to this. He's going directly at the paying customer in ways that he hasn't before. Like that's bad news for someone who does not have the baggage or the poor performance that Deshaun Watson has. You've had it. Look, Ozzie Guillen, he went at your customer base, and it was a huge crisis for your organization, at least in public relations. Now, we've had the conversation that you don't actually think it affected your bottom line at all, but it is an all-hands-on-deck situation for the franchise.
It was definitely all hands on deck, and he was coming from a place of being loved. And the issue is how far, when there's a PR crisis, one of the first things you think about in a PR crisis is how far are we away from where we were? And for Deshaun Watson, I don't view him as being very far away from where he was, which is directly correlated with how big the crisis is. Someone who's as beloved as Ozzie Guillen, when he starts talking about Castro in Miami, you are so far from where you were that leads to all hands on deck for a crisis.
David, what did you make of the press conference with the new ownership in San Diego? I think her name is Kwanzaa Jones, where she was very excitable. I found her very likable. What did you make of that? You don't see that normally with owners.
So I don't want to be accused of not being fun because it looked really cool, didn't it? She was super excited, and she comes in not buttoned up, and she wrote a song that she had an intro song for her and her husband, and talked about the excitement and how cool it is to own a team. So I want to feel really good about that. And I don't. And the reason I don't is because the minute that press conference is done and Mason Miller gives up a game-losing home run, or you realize the reality that what you paid for the franchise, you have to generate so much more revenue and figure out a way to be a part of a salary cap league in order to make that investment worthwhile. And when you realize that you can't be the savior that everyone wants you to be, which is what every new owner has, that itis of, I'm going to be the savior. That exuberance that she showed is now going to be measured against the reality of what owning a team is, and that creates a huge divide versus just walking into a press conference and doing it straight up. It's a smaller fall when reality hits.
So for those who did not see it, let's give you the video here of the new ownership.
You all may be wondering, how does this work? Like, not the mic, this work. And when we are all in, and you all heard the song as we walked in, we are all in. It's not lip service. If you heard it, we're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win and win it all. We hope it's sooner rather than later. Can I ask you all to smile and say cheese, please? We're super excited. Thank you all.
We'd like to.
David, Mr. Loria took a selfie of the media when he was introduced to the city of Miami, right? No?
I can't say that I've ever seen that before. And again, I don't want to criticize the exuberance. She's just setting herself up for quite a fall when reality sets in, because generally reality bites. And so my question would be, when that press conference is being discussed with the PR staff and with her own PR staff and the team's PR staff, I would love to hear the conversation that went on, because it's a risky strategy. You're going to get a high approval rating early. You're going to get people to get all excited. But the question is, what's next? And when you look at the Padres and how they're built and what their contractual obligations are and the performance they have, they're in a position where they will not be able to deliver on that exuberance. And if you know that, then I think you need to temper it upon your introduction.
I wanted to ask David, on the heels of that, you look and juxtapose Mark Walter and how little we knew about him and how little we heard from him when he bought the Dodgers and the Lakers. And now there's all of this investigation about him. How do you think ownership is going to change in terms of who buys teams, how much scrutiny there is around new ownership, and the future of that in sports?
It's a lot like politics, where you may not get the best people to run for office because they simply don't want to be scrutinized in a way that people scrutinize politicians. And sports owners used to be scrutinized only by the league through the application process. And that's changed significantly in the last 15 years, where the scrutiny is now extraordinarily public with the amazing balloon of sports business and the interest in sports business. So that's one issue where people may say, again, I'm not sure I want that level of attention. The second thing is that as the numbers continue to go up in franchise valuations, the number of people who are qualified who have the money to be a controlling owner, that number goes down. And the question is, does that subset of people have an interest in the level of scrutiny, and how did they get their money? So picture Mark Zuckerberg. If he came in and tried to own a team and had to go through the ownership process, that would pale in comparison to the public scrutiny in that particular market of having him as a controlling owner. There's a reason why Jeff Bezos is not a controlling owner, and it has nothing to do with writing a check. There's a reason why you're seeing the whole Steve Ballmer situation, and why Amin and Pablo and I have been able to have so many episodes about this, because he's someone who wrote a big check. He's someone who was beloved. He's still liked by fellow owners, but there's a level of scrutiny that is so beyond what he would have expected that people are digging into everything. And when he puts his head on the pillow at night, at some point he looks at his losing seasons, the level of scrutiny, and says, wow, this is not nearly the fun I thought it would be.
Speaking of scrutiny, how about Jed York? What
How does that happen?
Oy.
and
What do you mean? The only thing you have to say with Jed York is 2 words: Hugh Grant. You never have to ask why something happens. Just say Hugh Grant. Jed York obviously has a problem, and the problem he has is, will he be treated like Robert Kraft, or is he at risk because he doesn't have the goodwill of Robert Kraft or the power of Robert Kraft? Will he be made an example of by the moral police? And the question is, first of all, what's a criminal tool? I've been waiting for someone to tell me that. I texted Pablo to ask him to find out, because I've got my thoughts on what a criminal tool is.
What could?
but I don't
Okay, well, what are the
exactly know.
thoughts? Like, what could
Dildo.
it possibly be?
I assumed it was a penis.
what?
A criminal tool.
Call my thing criminal.
Dun, dun, dun,
You know about that criminal tool?
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, baby, you want to come over and get a little of this criminal tool? And David sends it on like early in advance. Send for tomorrow at 9 a.m.
I think it's cash.
I've never done that. So listen, Jed York, what do you do if you're Roger Goodell? Number one, you have to investigate. You have to. You have to say you're investigating. But the legal process has already played out. He already pled and he paid the $1,000 fine and the $150 fine. He got a day in prison in jail that he already served. So the NFL can't hide behind we're waiting for the legal process to play out. And so now the question is, they're going to figure out really what happened, because the information we have is not exactly, we don't know. Was the woman in the mobile home park? They claim not. Was he just skulking around there waiting until his time? Did he go to an ATM machine to get the cash? Unclear. And then the NFL has to decide, do they suspend him? What do they do? And I think what they'll have to do is some sort of fine. I don't think that he's not going to sell the team. He's not going to lose his job, I wouldn't think, over this. But it certainly was, you just don't want to be told to turn to the left when you are in public.
I just want to know this, because it would be obvious that really rich people in sports would have some sort of concierge for this type of thing. Does that happen?
Yes. Yeah, there are ways. Here's the thing, Trista.
Of course it happens. Of course.
Yeah, there are people who are trying to entrap athletes, and I'm not blaming the women or the men at all who do this. I blame the athletes every time, and I blame the executives every time, because we openly talked about the fact that these things are happening. So therefore, what can we do to be helpful? We're happy to screen anybody who you want to spend a night or an hour with. We are happy to make sure that there is some sort of privacy associated with
Like
it.
a white label, like, hey, this is an approved list.
Listen, and also the other thing that we would say, and I apologize, Trista, but you get what you pay for. When Hugh Grant goes to the street corner, that's something. When you are paying $5,000 for an hour, that's something else. Roy, I apologize. You can cut this if you want.
He's apologizing, Roy.
That's the reality of how this works in terms of privacy, in terms, and I don't want to talk about quality or
you pay for
any
the
physical
discretion.
attributes.
You pay for the discretion.
It's discretion.
Yep.
You pay for discretion. You pay for not having to worry about signing a document that is a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. You talk about all the different ways that you can do it that absolutely works every time. What doesn't work is going to a mobile home park from a back page ad. What doesn't work is driving your car to a back alley and finding someone on the street. Those are proven to not work.
That's horny.
But then you have to admit to your team or to your organization that you're doing it.
I'm sorry to tell you that no one cares.
David, we haven't had the opportunity to talk to you while all this craziness has happened. Now that these conferences have ruled on this, no NFL players are allowed to go back to college. At least that's the line from the SEC and the Big Ten. I believe the Big 12 is putting a statement out, even though Castellanos signed with Texas Tech. That's a different deal. The ACC, not yet, so maybe for Miami fans out there. But yesterday came a news item that was funny, that all this was actually instigated by LSU. They were the ones reaching out to these players that already moved on, trying to get them back into college, while also voting along with the rest of the SEC 16-0 for this resolution. What's your take on this?
You need to draw a line in the sand. If you're going to take money from winning your prize winnings in a golf tournament or a tennis tournament, you're no longer get the A next to your name. That's just it. In the Olympics, the way it used to be back in the day was very simple. If you are a professional, you cannot be an Olympic athlete. Different now, of course. I have a very simple view. If you have a W-2 income and you have filled out a W-9 at any point for the activity that you're doing, you don't get to go back to doing it as an amateur, no matter what that activity is. If you have been a professional football player and have gotten paid any amount of money, you are no longer eligible to not be professional. The other way around it, Mike, do what you and I have talked about on and off the air. We've made college professional. They want to be employees, not students. They want to be unionized. Fantastic. Let's pay them. Let's actually have them not NIL. Let's make it a paid job based on your ability to do your job, and then we'll go down to high school and make those the NIL, and then eventually make those professionals too. Make college players professional, and then we don't have the issue. You can go back and forth all you want, because college becomes the equivalent in baseball of the minor league, of your minor league system.
David, one of the things that happened recently with the Marlins, they got rid of their pro scouting department. They're just doing video scouting, apparently. I don't know. Obviously, I don't come from a baseball background. I know in basketball, the scouting department is less about, ooh, wow, he's really good going to his left, and more about finding out things about guys that aren't apparent on screen or on video. How shocked were you that they did this, and what is your stance on that strategy?
I wasn't shocked, but there's no more BCPs. BCPs are batting cage profiles. Batting cage profiles come during batting practice when scouts, you're standing on the field, you're behind the batting cage, you're talking to people, you're looking at the player, you're talking to the player. The Marlins don't operate that way, and many teams don't. It's all based on computers and algorithms, and you don't need to pay a person. It's just another job being replaced by AI, except the AI in this case is baseball analytics. And so why would I pay for the salary plus benefits plus travel plus have HR nightmares from time to time with scouts and all the other things that come with someone being on the road for 290 days a year? I can get rid of that and just have exactly the information that I want for my staff. The answer is I'm going to do it every day, except I just don't agree with the bottom line foundational principle. I need eyes on players in person. I want scouts talking to scouts, getting scoop, so I can have it in the room when I'm doing trades or signings.
That's the whole
and
point.
You're losing that by getting rid of actual people.
That's my whole thing. Like in the NBA, that's the whole point of your pro scouting department. It has nothing to do with like, oh man, make sure you guard them this way. It has everything to do with, let me know all the dirt, all the intel on these guys, so that if we're talking about acquiring them, signing them, whatever, we have a full picture rather than just a sheet off a Basketball Reference.
David, before we let you go here, you have a movie you could review for us on your way out?
Yeah, I watched one of the nights when the Oura Ring told me I wasn't sleeping. I watched the bombing of Pan Am 103. And I don't know if you guys are aware of that.
Lockerbie.
When it happened. Lockerbie, back in 1988. And I never realized the impact it had on the town of Lockerbie. I didn't realize it was a lot like Come Fly Away with 9/11, with what they did up in Canada. And I found it to be a compelling 6-episode series on Netflix. It is a nightmare to think about how that happened, why it happened. And it gives you a good idea of why the security that we go through at airports, why you should feel safer today than you did back in 88. And it was crushing to see the impact on families who lost children, who lost spouses and family members in that bombing. And the reality that we are now, it's been 38 years since that happened. And for those families, it doesn't go away. So as disconsolate as that made me feel in every other way, it was a compelling watch. It goes quickly, 6 episodes, well acted, an important story.
David, excellent job as always. Good to see you.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.
I mean, I don't think I remember that story.
I absolutely remember it. It killed Pan Am. That's how Pan Am ended. That one accident, basically, or one terrorist act, kind of just put them under. But no, that was a big deal. And then the Libyans were harboring the terrorists that did it and all that. It's a big story back in the day.
I think I'm into checking that series out.
Yeah.
All right.
All of it has bored Mike Ryan, so I'm going to try to lure him back with a baseball conversation that I think
a baseball conversation
will get him. Yes, I know. I get it. I know that this is why you drifted off into the sea over there.
Fall camp opens in 2 weeks.
But Joshua Kuroda Graver for the Oakland Athletics, if they are still indeed, ouch is what he said, because he's got a ruptured testicle. He's on the injured list with a ruptured testicle. Tony, what did you just do?
I'm out on that. I don't like that. You wanted to draw us back in, so why don't I show a video of a guy's ball exploding?
Well, but it's because it's the worst injury in sports.
Yeah, but it's also like the third time I've seen one of these.
Okay. I'm also being told, that this guy got up, got a base hit with the ruptured testicle.
He's not wearing a cup.
This is a foul ball. You can still, dude. I mean, point blank range. Guys don't wear cups. Yeah.
Catchers wear cups.
You can still get an injury with a cup on, though. At point blank range like that? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you said you've seen this
microplastics
3 times, Mike, and the thing that I feel like I have to correct you on, because I'm going to say that it was the 90s when I learned of some sort of Seattle Mariner catcher who got a foul tip and got an injury that I'd never heard of before, which is a fractured testicle, okay? So that's when I learned of the fractured testicle. I've never before heard of the ruptured testicle. This is a new phrase for me. He's on the injured list now. I was not aware that was a thing. Are all of you aware that ruptured testicle is a thing, that you could go to the doctor and you're going to get the diagnosis, you've ruptured your testicle?
Honestly, it's the opposite. I didn't know you could fracture a testicle, because ruptured makes way more sense given the consistency of said testicle.
I think I'm with you.
If I ever rupture my testicle, I'd prefer to be told that it's fractured.
All right, so let's put this on the poll. Worst injury, just put on the poll first. Is there a worse injury in sports than the ruptured testicle? And also put on the poll, worst injury, fractured testicle or ruptured testicle?
I've got the answer here for the differences between rupture and fracture of the testicle. The rupture is when the tunica albuginea,
I'm sure you said that right,
the tough fibrous outer covering of the testicle, tears. This causes internal testicular tissues, semifurus tubulis, to squeeze out of the scrotum.
At least you tried.
Into the scrotum.
There's always a squeezing.
And then the fracture occurs when the testicular parenchyma, the internal functional tissue breaks, but the tough outer covering remains completely intact. So
Thank
the
you.
inside breaks, and then the other one, the outside breaks, and then stuff goes into the scroll.
I learned a lot there.
Yeah, I learned.
Tough words, but I'm not a science
No.
guy.
You put yourself out there. Yeah.
Thank you.
There's no shame in that. No one else was volunteering. Thank you, Tony.
I do not wish to shame him for the bravery of going into the breach to find the information and reading it poorly with a lot of words that seemed like they were very difficult. The problem is that he was reading, and it was so distracting to me, the number of words that were mispronounced and that I wouldn't have known if they were pronounced correctly, that I still don't know which is the worse injury. I was not able to absorb the information in a way that, and I don't think the audience was either. I don't think there's any way that the audience now knows when I ask the question again, which is worse? Roy, based on what you just heard, said by Tony, spoken poorly, based on what you just heard, do you have a better understanding of answering my question, which is worse, a fractured testicle or a ruptured testicle?
No.
Chris Cody, do you have a better understanding? Tony, I'm not shaming you. You made the effort, and I'm proud of you. It was a courageous act. It was bold. You're borderline heroic. You're making America great again. Chris, do you understand, and can you answer my question any better? Which is worse, ruptured testicle, fractured testicle?
Heard every word. Ruptured's worse.
Because of what he said, or because you decided beforehand that rupture is worse?
Because
he said.
there's a sac that protects the sac, right?
The medulla oblongata
and
part.
the fracture happens to that sac. So, like in many senses, the ruptured testicle is also a fractured testicle.
Well, but the fractured testicle isn't a ruptured testicle.
No. Correct. Yeah. That's right. But to rupture a testicle, you have to fracture.
So, but what you're basically saying is, and I did not hear that in what he said it. First, you fracture the testicle, then you rupture it. So,
not in every case. Sometimes people survive, and it's just a fracture to that outer lining.
Right. When did we decide wearing a cup somehow isn't cool anymore?
I came for the 60 Minutes thing, literally, and it was awesome. But I stuck around for the thoughts on the Odyssey.
Okay, the episode is titled, it's a couple days ago, if you want to go back wherever you get your podcasts. Over the last couple days, something interesting and funny has happened.
You were talking about good numbers.
Where I have realized that Mike, and Dan for that matter, okay, because I got this from Dan as well 2 days ago. I am realizing Mike and Dan are listening to Zaslow Show 2.0 for the very first time.
No, I listen. I listen to Zaslow Show 2.0 whenever I guest on it. I love the sound of my own voice.
So that's what I've realized, because I got a call from Dan a couple days ago, and he loved it. He listened to the whole episode.
Shirtless FaceTime in bed.
And I don't expect him to listen to the whole episode. All right, episodes are about 45 minutes. I don't expect him to listen to the whole episode, but he clearly sat there, maybe it was in his car, maybe it was shirtless in bed, I don't know, and listened to the whole episode. And he loved it and said such nice things. I'm like, that's awesome. And it's also very clearly the first time he's ever heard the show.
Yeah, I've listened to it 7 times because I've been on it 6. Yeah. So I like the Zaslow Show 2.0.
You enjoyed it a couple days ago.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And I think I've heard ones here and there, like when we made the finals and
So the NFL, there's been NFL news off the field the last couple of days, where earlier in the week, there was this study where, as far as how often football players are getting CTE. And, we're talking 25% the study showed, which feels like an extraordinarily high number. Believable, but extraordinarily high, right?
Yeah.
And now to also try and curb injuries, the NFL and the NFLPA have agreed to suspensions for illegal hits, like the horse collar and what's
that drop hip tackle that
right? Is there a
ended
name
up
for
doing?
that?
I'll get the exact name, but that's what ended up doing Nick Chubb in.
Yeah, and the torpedo hits, the leading with the helmet. And if a player accumulates 3 of those penalties throughout the season, they start doling out suspensions. 1-game suspension. That seems like dudes are going to get suspended. That seems like a pretty punitive measure that they're taking.
It is weird because in essence it's like, hey, you know that football thing you do? Stop doing football while you play football, right? Like these are maybe the torpedo one is a little much, but like the hip drop and the horse collar and all, like it's just like these are tackles. It's
hip drop is, at a certain point you're going to have to reshape the game a little bit.
Sure.
And I do want to give the NFL and NFLPA some credit here because it seems clear to me that they knew that the news of this study, the CTE-related study that said 1 in 4 NFL players will have CTE pretty definitively, they knew that this was coming. They know how damaging that is to the sport, and where this show in particular has been hypercritical of their television partners and the NFL themselves and how they responded from a public relations standpoint and from like an actual league rule standpoint. They're meeting the moment to the best of their ability. But it's also like the tobacco companies trying to make cigarettes safer.
The difference between tobacco companies and this is that people like, oh, yeah, everyone knows cigarettes give you cancer and all that stuff, but people still smoke it. Yeah, the difference is you don't get paid millions of dollars to smoke, right? Like this.
You're actually paying to do it.
You're paying to do that.
It can't be my occupation to smoke cigarettes.
Right. Whereas this is like it cannot go away. You can't bubble wrap it, and it can't go away because ultimately, whatever the risks are, people say, would you do it for $1 million? Mm-hmm. And the answer is going to be, there are going to be some dudes who are going to be like, yes, because it's better than the alternative, or because they're playing the odds, or whatever it is. But, by the way, I'm not arguing against these rules or these suspensions.
And by the way, let me add real quick, too, it's 5 types of hits. Like we mentioned, the hip drop tackle, the horse collar tackle, the launching, 2 more, hit on a defenseless player, and blindside block.
Yeah, blindside block. I think the one that everyone has trouble with in understanding is like when the player, and I think it's actually excluded from this because they know how difficult that one is to rule on, the driving your body into the player, and you have to kind of like roll off the quarterback. But
the swan dive.
Pancake.
Yeah, and I do know that some of these things are incidental, but even to the untrained eye, like some of these things are pretty obvious. Like dirty hits are pretty obvious. There are moments where there is general consensus from everyone in a stadium and watching at home, like that person just did something dirty.
The defenseless receiver.
And that stuff needs to be eradicated.
Sure. But I guess my thing is, you guys realize that the CTE doesn't come from, like if we got rid of all the dirty hits, everyone would be fine.
Yeah.
It comes from hitting people.
It comes from
hitting people repeatedly.
Especially along the offensive line. But there are big time traumatic events.
Sure.
That can absolutely make these things worse. Or in some cases, you have a brain that might not have been prone to CTE, but because of one dirty hit might be there. I know what makes this all super difficult is we don't know what one hit did it when they donate their brains to science.
Right. This is from the study from years ago, but what they found was like those massive hits are not the cause. Those massive hits, for sure, like what happened to Nick Chubb, yes, like it can end your career in different ways. But when we talk about brain injuries, it is repeated hitting because what's happening is when you collide, your brain, like when you're in a car and if you're not wearing a seatbelt, the car stopped, you move forward, and you smash against the windshield. That's what's happening in your brain inside your skull. When you hit, your forward momentum stops abruptly. Your brain is still moving, and it smashes against the inside of your skull. And so, like Mike said, at the line, where it's just like, poof, like
you're saying even if you don't get it in the head.
Yeah. That's my point. All this stuff that we're doing is, you know what
I
it's
never thought about it like that.
You know what it's like? It's like taking off your shoes to go through TSA. It gives an illusion of safety, when in reality, this isn't the thing that's the
Guardian caps in practice, like when it comes to like some of the repeated stuff, we don't see the vast majority of the hits that these heads take because in practice they've been colliding. So they've been doing stuff with the Guardian caps to address it.
The Guardian cap does not insulate the inside of your head, where your brain is smashing against your skull because of a sudden stop in momentum.
League would argue,
the
league would point to data that says across the league, concussions and head injuries are down. But I am with you there. The repeated stuff. Real Sports did an interesting study on this because it's Lou Gehrig's disease. That's not a football player. It's a baseball player, and he's not repeatedly hitting his head against one thing. And they actually found in his career, famous Ironman, right?
Yeah.
That he cracked his head and kept playing in one famous instance. So maybe that was the one incident. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of mystery and a lot to be learned about this. But I do think we're trying to make something that is inherently unsafe safer.
That's my point. It's at the end of the day, it's an unsafe activity, man. Like it's you're never going to get your power bill to zero, no matter how many bathroom lights you turn off.
That's why I don't like – I wish we would just do regular kickoffs because I know the dangers to it, but we're trying to make something that is very unsafe, the whole thing which is very unsafe, and it's like we got – eventually it's not football anymore.
These are – no, but it will be. I think a lot of that stuff is overstated. Some of these things are jarring. They're doing this stuff by degrees. Within 5 years, the NFL helmet is going to look totally different.
How much different could it look like?
I think it's
everyone's going to look like Rick Moranis in Spaceballs?
I think right now the Guardian caps look goofy, and a huge problem aesthetically. It doesn't look cool. It doesn't look right.
It looks ridiculous.
But the league may one day just say uniform policy. We're going to have this more aesthetically pleasing Guardian cap, and that's going to be league wide. And this is what the football helmet looks like right now. And get out of here. We're saying you're changing football. They used to have leather helmets. The game evolves.
But here's the wild part, Mike. Leather helmets might be the best thing. So when they did that study about CTE and they looked at other high-impact sports, surely this must happen across all sports. And so they looked at rugby. And they're like, these guys,
in hockey, right?
These guys in rugby, they don't have any protection. It must be 100 times worse. And what they found was it was so much less because when you have no protection, you are behaving in a way where it's like, I'm not going to just recklessly throw my body in.
Well, haven't we said NFL players, you want to stop the helmet-to-helmet hits? Take off the face mask.
Mm-hmm.
Take off the helmet.
The equipment has allowed them over the last 20 some odd years to use their bodies as weapons.
No one's going head first without a face mask.
As human missiles.
I'm telling you, if you get rid of helmets, no one's going head first. You just get rid of the helmet. No one's going head first. Because everyone's like, wait a second. The reason they do that is because they feel protected.
Right.
I'm delivering the blow, but for me, I'm fine. I'm being absorbed by all this other stuff. If you get rid of a lot of that stuff or tame it down, then it's like, wait a second. I'm not going to put my skull on the line.
I really do think that often the criticism you hear from fan bases is that, well, what are we playing, flag football? This is a different sport. Why don't you put tutus on? The sport has always evolved. Always. There have always been big, drastic changes that come to this sport. From aesthetics to rules. They used to not pass forward, and that's football, right? So I think the fans will stay on the branch. It's one of the biggest things in this country. It's one of our biggest businesses going, and you love the branding. You're not gonna stop watching football if they do their best to mitigate this. So
that's the end game, right? You're not actually going to stop watching, so shut up.
Who's the psycho that's like, man, I love those helmet-to-helmet hits. I'm out. Yeah. Bring them back and I'll come back.
We did all love, what was it? You got jacked up?
Jacked up.
That segment was awesome.
I loved it. And then looking back on it, I'm like, wow, that's really messed up to love that. But I didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
But
some sad breaking news. Peter Cullen, who was known as the voice of Optimus Prime,
don't you say it,
Eeyore, and the Predator.
He was
in
Eeyore?
Predator.
The Predator?
Yeah, I know
has passed away.
Wow.
Autobots.
Iconic.
I'd also bring up a couple of the other Americas. We lost a couple people this week. Michael Wright, man. Eddie Kane Jr., brother. Like, rest in peace to bro. And Samuel Monroe Jr.
Partner.
He got stomped out by Trey.
There it is. We lost him today or yesterday as well. So
he died of meningitis.
That's right, man.
That's kind of scary.
That's not since Sudan have I heard of someone dying of meningitis.
Meningitis?
Man, that's a lot of institutional wealth, right? Of of cultural value in this 1 week. Tim Curry, Dolly Parton, partner from Don't Be from Menace Society, and Don't Be Menace, Eddie Kane, and Optimus Prime.
Did you know that it's actually Eddie King Jr. in the movie?
It's not Kane?
It's not Kane. I didn't know that until like recently.
No, we call him Kang. K-A-N-G.
One thing that I learned yesterday with the passing of Tim Curry was one of my favorite animated movies. I had no idea that Tim Curry voiced it in this movie Fern Gully.
Yes.
There is this like really strange musical number that slaps.
Yes.
But it's like a sexual song about pollution. And you listen to it, especially as a little kid, like, this is a little scary. This is sensual. What is happening right now? Tim Curry did that, and it's an incredible vocal performance. I had no idea that was Tim Curry.
Where is the microfilm? You don't know that reference.
I don't.
Loaded Weapon 1, man.
There you go, National Lampoons.
Whatever, man. I'll lose no sleep.
Okay.
So you're not a movie guy. That's why you don't
I'm a
listen.
great movie guy.
You're not a movie guy.
The meningitis came from MRSA.
Dude, MRSA is the silent killer. It is awful and almost always preventable. That's the crazy thing about MRSA.
How do you get MRSA?
From an unclean environment when you're being medically
Yeah,
treated.
you have, or football players get it 'cause, like, you have an open wound and you're on the grass and it's all dirty.
No, but like, so Grant Hill got MRSA from the training table in Orlando. He almost died of that. So it's literally almost 100% preventable. It's just like, clean this shit up.
So you got pneumonia from MRSA that turned into meningitis, and at 52, our boy is dead.
Yes, that sucks.
By the way, I think his name was Kane, right? Not Trey. Kane. Wasn't Kane the main character in Menace?
Yeah, Trey was in Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Ashtray, yeah.
Peter
a
Cullen
movie.
was also the first voice of Carr in Knight Rider.
I saw Don't Be a Menace so many times when it came out.
I couldn't recite it, man.
Because back then, I had statute of limitations over, so I can admit this. We had a Scrambler in my house. All right, we did the Scrambler.
We got him.
So
That's coming right now. Like,
get all the channels. It's like 5 or 6 pay-per-view channels. There was 2 of the the sex channels. There was. Do you remember what they were? Spice
and
Adam and
Playboy
Eve.
or Hustler?
And I think Adam and Eve. Yeah, Spice and Adam and Eve.
You think Adam and Eve? Come
We
on.
had. Well, maybe I was just a Spice guy.
Maybe you were dead certain that it was Adam and Eve.
So you had all the pay-per-view channels, but each pay-per-view channel, it was just the one movie was played over and over again all day long.
Yeah.
So when Don't Be a Menace was, having its run, it was on all day long on one of the channels. The movie's very rewatchable.
And Sam Monroe, one of the only guys who played in Menace and the spoof of Don't Be a Menace.
One of the rare times in movie history where someone was in the original movie and then played pretty much the same role in the spoof. Also, Bill Duke also same thing, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't Bill Duke in the car? It was like,
Oh, yeah, and in Don't Be a Menace, didn't when they stomp him out, he was like flat?
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
No, it
That's
was a great movie. He did a good job, man. It's sad to have him pass. I'm 52, man. That's only a few years older than me, man. That's crazy just to think of.
Meningitis.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Sheesh. Did you see? So college football is starting this weekend, but you got full week 1 stuff next weekend. Oh, it's so good. But
is there week 0? No week 0 this year?
You can call it week 0.
Apparently that branding is dwindling, but there's some interesting games.
Yeah.
Virginia made it to the ACC championship game last year. They're playing NC State.
They lost the champs, Duke.
That's good. Miami's opponent next week plays Hawaii this week, Stanford. It's not a great slate, but it's a slate, and it's better than not having one.
I'm going to Georgia Tech Stanford, by the way. It's my annual.
Two great ACC rivals.
Oh, my God.
That
What a
screams
history.
Atlantic Coast
What a
Conference
history.
football.
Like, you're literally on the other coast. Like I was already at SMU. I was already like, what are we doing here?
I love this about the ACC. I like the trips out to the West Coast. I did the Berkeley one. I'm bummed because I made the decision not to go to this one. And did you see the halftime performer?
Who?
E40.
Oh, wow.
E40 in the Bay Area.
They're stepping up now, these college programs with the halftime acts. Used to be like, here comes the marching band.
Jesus Christ had dreads, so shake them.
Ghost ride the whip.
Have you seen the videos of E40 like bringing down the house at a SeaWorld? Dude, look up the videos.
The SeaWorld Summer Concert Series? Man, they landed on something. At least last summer, I remember it was act after act after act. I was like, damn, who's booking for him?
But that's not the halftime performance that I want to talk to you about, Zaz. You see the news that Soundgarden is performing at an NFL halftime? Not just any NFL halftime, the reigning champs. Soundgarden is performing at the Seahawks Week 1 home opener.
All right, but there's no Soundgarden. Like Chris Cornell, he passed.
All right, let me sweeten the pot. You know about that Mike McCready?
Of course.
What does he do?
He plays lead guitar for Pearl Jam.
Well, he's playing with Soundgarden.
I like that.
But you're probably saying, well, it's not Soundgarden because, the vocals. That's what I think.
Well, and they essentially have Pearl Jam's drummer, right? Matt Cameron, who left Pearl Jam, I imagine is going to play drums for Soundgarden here, right?
Yeah. Do you know what they're going to do for the vocals?
No.
Taylor Momsen.
Who is that?
She sings for The Pretty Reckless, but you're a movie guy, right?
Yeah, everyone knows that.
No, he's not.
The little girl in Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Really?
That's Taylor Momsen.
That was like 20 some odd years ago, right?
Yeah, but when you think about it, that's a very difficult vocal ability to replicate.
She's good?
Yeah. Like you got to go across genders to replicate that.
So she's going to sing Soundgarden songs.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
At least a handful.
All right, that's cool. But it's kind of like a Soundgarden cover band. I mean, you have several members who are not in Soundgarden.
It's tough. It's tough, especially when
I'm into it. Play Soundgarden songs. Like, I'm into it, I love Soundgarden.
I'm with it, and that's a good vocal comp, no doubt. But not no doubt, that's a different band. But I like it when there's bands that I love that just keep on doing it. I understand, like, you can't do it with the Heartbreakers, right? That's pretty much one guy. But I would love to, if the Heartbreakers decided to play another show, I'd go see them and enjoy the opportunity to watch someone else take a crack at it.
Unbelievable of that, that foursome essentially that made it huge out of Seattle in the early 90s grunge era. Pearl Jam, the only one that still has their vocalist. Soundgarden
crazy.
Lost Chris Cornell, Nirvana lost Kurt Cobain, Alice in Chains lost Lane Staley. Hell, at this point, Alice in Chains, I can never remember the lead singer's name.
Allison.
The vocalists that they have now, we can't say the new vocalist anymore. He's been there a lot longer than Lane Staley was.
Jerry, right?
No, Jerry Cantrell's guitar.
Yeah.
But I don't know the vocalist
I'm sorry,
name.
I've seen Jerry play songs and do vocals.
Well,
when
he had a
Jerry's just
solo
touring.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that this is a pretty interesting thing, and Taylor Momsen's put out some photos on her IG from a studio that leads me to believe that maybe this is a permanent thing, and you get the opportunity to see Soundgarden.
That would be awesome if it were.
Yeah, I would love to see Soundgarden again. I saw Soundgarden at a Lollapalooza with Chris Cornell when they reunited, and I'm so happy I got to do it because then Chris Cornell sadly took his own life very soon after that. But I'm a huge Soundgarden guy.
I saw them their last tour. They toured with Nine Inch Nails, so I got to see, the original Soundgarden.
Zaz, you know about that Spoon Man?
Hell yeah.
SCP is still doing their thing. Chester from Linkin Park was actually Scott Weiland's replacement for a little while. I think there are cool ways to spin it into a win and play to your fans.
So college football, you're going to get a little bit of a taste of it this weekend. Next weekend, you got the full slate. If you're watching a game on ESPN, it's going to look a little different. And you may be saying, wow, I wonder what's different here. What's different about you? Someone walked into the room. Hey, something's different about you. Something's different.
You look different.
I do
Is
look
that a new
different.
hat?
Fully clean shaven, actually.
Oh,
I shaved yesterday with a razor.
A straight razor?
Straight razor for the first time in
Why?
a long time.
Why do you use a straight razor?
Good question. Without spoiling, without giving details, I had to get paint off my face. All right, and it was like staining the hair on my face. So I had to fully shave.
But I'm saying, like, why wouldn't you get just the regular safety razor that people use, like Gillette, the best?
That's what I used.
Oh, you said straight razor. Straight razor is the
It
one.
made it seem like you were going to Fleet Street.
Yeah,
that's not a straight razor.
Oh, like when I'm sitting in the barber shop and I'm
that's
hoping he doesn't slit my throat.
The trim of the beard.
No. The disposable razor.
Shave and a haircut.
I've never had that before.
Feel you, Joanna.
I've never had that before. The straight, or someone shaves you.
You've never had that? The barber never?
No, I feel like I would like that.
there's definitely a vulnerability.
Yeah.
Well, that's the part I don't like.
It's overrated.
How do I know he's not? How do I know someone didn't give him some money to slit my throat?
Well,
I don't know.
Depends. Have run afoul of?
I have enemies.
He had a scrambler.
The 5 families. Yeah.
I have enemies.
You're gonna steal cable under my watch and not give me.
Those were the best days of illegal cable. You had the main pay-per-view feed and then the channel that was one movie all day.
Yep.
You learn to love it, and that's how I have like such an affinity for Virtuosity.
Denzel.
Oh,
that one day where it was Species.
Oh,
are you kidding?
You know about Natasha Henstridge? Come on now.
Easy man.
Come on now. So yeah, I had to use an actual razor yesterday. First time in a long time.
Okay.
What was I saying?
How'd it feel?
It always feels good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you look in the mirror after and go, like they do in the commercials?
Yeah, I'll do it right now.
You got to touch it. Yeah.
Now, Zaz, you had a big interview that was falling in line with.
Don't give away too much.
Did you have? I just want to know. Did you have to have worlds collide there?
No. I was able to. I was able to clean myself enough that the person I was speaking to did not I didn't look like a fool. So yeah, it's all good.
Is this the Klay Thompson interview or is it another interview?
Yo, I'm not going to expose anymore. Okay.
Well, you just told us yesterday that you.
No, it's not Klay Thompson.
Okay.
No, it's not Klay Thompson. Anyway, what I was saying was, if you're watching the college football on ESPN this year,
that's where we were.
It's going to look a little bit different, and that's because they have gotten rid of the bottom line ticker.
Hell yeah. It was a great decision. Too much clutter on the screen, and I legitimately cannot remember the last time the bottom line informed me of a score, because it's usually there for people that are, chasing the action. There's apps for that. There's never been one time where I'm like, what's the score?
Really?
I got to wait for it to pop back up on the bottom line. If I want to see the score, I pull out my computer that's living in my pocket, and I check the score. So make the games look better. I'm good with it.
This is my theory on what the ticker exists for. And maybe I'm in a minority here, but it's because when I'm watching this game, and sometimes it'll say, Oklahoma 45, Texas 7. I'm like, well, that game's over. And then a little bit later you see, Oklahoma 45, Texas 42. What happened? Change the channel. That's what the ticker's for.
That's the part that I understand. This is a polarizing move. The reaction has not been all of what Mike said, where it's like, hey, if I want a scoring update, I'll pull out my phone. I'll look for a scoring update. But you're doing that where, just by happenstance, it's like, let me check the scores. When the ticker, there's a lot of games going on. The ticker is telling you there is a scoring change. It's happening right now.
Yeah, but the frustration with that is that they would flash yellow on the ticker. Yeah. And so every single time you think there's a flag. You're watching a football game and you see that flash of yellow and you're like, what just happened? What did I miss? Instead, it's like random, max score in the middle of the game. And if you're not someone who is following that particular game and you don't care and you just want to see the game that you're watching, you're in real trouble. So I'd rather just check on the scores and be able to find out that way than have it just flash across my screen and think something's going on in my game.
I did like the evolution of the ticker where it would tell you, like, this is the situation in this game, too. Like, they're driving, but I'm willing to give this a try. I know a lot of people are like, what am I going to do with myself there? Let's try to clean it up a little bit.
Well, so are they going to replace it with something else where if there is a scoring update, will it flash on the screen and then go away?
Maybe so. But to latch on to what Jeremy was saying, I hate the fact that, look, Klay Thompson has been acquired by the Miami Heat at 1 a.m. 2 p.m., breaking news. I'm like, what's happening? Klay Thompson to the okay.
That does happen a lot.
Exactly. I saw it.
It sounds like you guys are complaining about how they do the ticker, not necessarily the presence of the ticker itself.
Yeah, they have a lot of problems, but let's pour one out because the ticker, remember, it was exclusive to the Deuce. And there were plenty of times where I'd be switching from the box locally and MTV, and I'd want to see what was happening in the AL Central, and I would sit in front of that bottom line for a good 7 to 10 minutes waiting for the AL score bug.
Yeah, can somebody get these tickets out of here?
Whoa. You ever been waiting for that score and then it go to a commercial and it come back past the
Yes,
score?
yeah.
Oh,
well, because that used to be the case with the Deuce. that when it went to commercial, you'd also lose the bottom line. And it was a huge innovation that the ticker remained on the deuce. The
You know what
scratch
always-
logo. That's a proper ESPN too. The one where they would do this during the daytime. The little workout.
Oh yeah, the morning. Yeah, you get the little morning workout. Always like in Hawaii, right, or on a
I
cliff
believe
by
Chris
the beach.
Fowler married one of those.
Now they're not getting rid of it altogether, okay? This is, at least for now, this is for college football games that the ticker is not going to be up there. But what always would make me crazy, I'm a big record the game, watch it later guy. And let's say it's the Heat and the Panthers who are both playing at the same time. I'll record them both if I'm not home. I will watch one and then I will watch the other so I can devote my full attention to it. But let's say, if the Heat it's a national TV game and the Heat are on ESPN, am I going to avoid looking down at the ticker when the NHL scores flash across the screen and then I would have it spoiled for me? I would hate that.
Yeah, don't look down.
That's
For the makers
so
of Don't Look Up.
hard. That's so hard. You're telling yourself, don't look at the ticker, don't look at the ticker. And then you look at the ticker and the Panther scores right there. And you catch it at the exact wrong time.
The way you say ticker is suspiciously close to a Tom Cruise movie that's coming out.
What's that movie called? It's called Diggler, right? Mike? Is that what it's called?
It's called Digger.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What are some other on-screen graphics during sports that just worthless? You can get rid of that.
The shot clock on the floor.
That's the one I'm going to say too.
I hate that.
I hate that.
Get it out of here. I don't need that.
I've never been watching the game like, oh, nice. I'm so glad the shot clock is on the free throw line because I can't look down an inch and look at the shot clock on the actual score bug.
Here's another one for you. ESPN does this. When a guy shoots a three, where do you shoot? 27 feet.
That's a good one,
Get out
too.
of here. I can eyeball it.
I can see it's far.
It's far. Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to know how many inches.
Good innovations. Hockey, it's tough sometimes with the puck. I love
You
that
like the blue puck?
The boards. No. The glow puck was pretty good in its day. There is a good argument to be. There's a reason why the glow puck exists still in video games.
I mean, behind the boards,
it's
come on.
tough.
Come on.
But I love now when there's I don't know if it's a goal or not. I look to the boards because the graphics go up immediately.
Oh, that's
because they have
good.
the goal line
Yeah.
technology.
That is good. That's always weird. It's amazing how they do that with the hockey games where those ads that are on the board, those are superimposed. Those are
digital,
not actually there. Like I'll be watching a Panther Road game, like when they first started doing this. Be watching a Panther Road game. They have ads for our local attorneys
Palacio de
in
los Jugos?
that building? That's amazing. No, those are superimposed.
Yeah.
Incredible technology.
Yeah, and also not just incredible technology that's superimposed, that when you're in the building, they actually have ads there.
Oh yeah, completely
It's
different
not like
ads.
they're not blue squares
Right.
that everyone's kind of superimposing on. They actually have their own ads.
Yeah, amazing.
They have graphic packages that they pretend is part of the stadium. There's like overhanging the players, like they're walking under the graphics.
Oh.
We need to get rid of that shit.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh,
NFL.
I know what you're saying, and it looks weird. Yeah.
Also, NFL, if this yellow line is not the actual first down, take it off. I don't want to see it.
Oh, but
Josh Allen got past that.
Oh, but in general, we love the yellow line. It's one of the all-time great innovations.
It was
No,
an
we love
innovation
that.
until the Chiefs beat the Bills.
You know what I don't need? You know what I don't need during the NFL games?
What's that?
I don't need when they're in the red zone them making it red.
Making the field red.
Yeah, I don't need that. I know what the 20-yard line is. Like it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. I don't need that. But the shot clock being on the court,
Irrelevant.
so irrelevant.
Takes away. It's just distracting. It's just too much stuff on the screen.
Yeah.
What's next? Are we gonna have a little player name underneath each guy, like it's a video game?
They
have
do
a channel.
that.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
it.
I wouldn't mind that for hockey.
I think they toy with that a lot in hockey.
On power plays,
Yeah.
sometimes they do that.
Yeah, and I love that. But Amazon's like Thursday night broadcast, they have the alternate analytics broadcast where it gives you all that information. And I have it. I sync it up on the second TV because there's a lot of helpful information there.
Interesting.
Guys, I watched Hard Knocks again this week. This is an episode.
Did they talk about the halftime performance?
No, they didn't.
Well, it's on a delay, so maybe.
Maybe next time. Also, Adam Ray is supposed to be on the next episode, I think. He's going to be roasting them. I'm looking forward to that. But overall, wholly forgettable episode. Nothing really happened. But There was one scene where the GM, Schneider, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
He's walking around and asking people, like, if I had would you say I have a plethora of this? And he's asking players, he's asking coaches, he's like, even if someone goes, come on, man, this is our era. You don't know where that's from? And the guy's like, no. So if I start with a plethora, does anyone know what I'm talking about? Saying that word in that way.
No.
No from Zaz. Juju.
No for me, Doc.
Roy.
No, sir.
Mike.
No.
You already said no. I already know. You too
Yeah,
young
no, I
over
have no
there.
idea what you're
Okay, what if I said, my little buttercup has the sweetest smile? Now, does anyone get the reference?
No for me, Doc.
No.
Even less so now.
Wow. No?
No.
What if I said,
Are you going to talk about anything anybody knows about?
yeah, it's a movie called The Three Amigos, and nobody got it on the show either, and I'm like, man. Who?
The one with Donald Duck.
Steve Martin also.
There you go. So I was just like, I was sitting there watching the dude go through this agony. I'm like, Three Amigos. I guess it's Three Amigos. He's doing Three Amigos. And everyone's like, nah, I don't know. He's like, come on. He's like, the three guys are cowboys. They're actors.
Gotta be completely honest with you. Only seen bits and pieces of it when I was way younger.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen the Three Amigos start to finish.
Yeah.
While knowing what was going on, no.
Yeah, they had. Only thing I remember is they got the best villain name in that movie, El Guapo.
I know about the little Macarena dance they do. Should I watch it? I'll watch it if it comes in like Amin's beside himself.
I'm not
right
sure it's
now.
in the regular rotation these days on cable.
Yeah.
I
guess I should
is
watch it.
spinning out.
Is it really funny?
For 1985.
Really funny for 1985 is really different.
40 years ago this movie came out.
I'm also not a huge Steve Martin guy.
What?
Yeah, I'm not a huge Steve Martin guy.
I'm not a huge Chevy Chase guy.
I'm definitely
that makes
not a
sense.
huge
Definitely
Chevy Chase
not.
guy.
Let me
No,
tell you
that's
something.
fair.
Chevy Chase, huge piece of shit. Chevy Chase, that one was funny in his day, though, man.
I do like Vegas Vacation.
You ever seen the movie Saturday Nights where it's about the first episode of Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
They did a good job of portraying Chevy Chase as
Yeah.
being an asshole in that movie.
Did you watch the Chevy Chase documentary?
No, but I know he's very it made him look terrible. Right?
It's crazy because it's like, I think he thought, oh, this will clear everything up. And it's like he comes off as an even bigger
Right,
asshole than
that's
before
what
I
I
watched it.
understand,
Look, there's very, very unlikable person, Juju. But, man, he had that run in the 80s, boy. Fletch.
He was enormous.
Three Amigos. All the National Lampoon's movies. Like
Caddyshack, man.
Caddyshack. Like, he was out here gunning them down. He is funny.
Yep.
Piece of shit. Oh, excuse me. Exhibits the behavior of a piece of shit.
And then he had his talk show and nothing but trouble, and then everything went down.
Yeah.
Until Community.
Until Community, and then
No.
Then he burnt
There
out.
was
of
a
that
one
too.
little Vegas Vacation outlier that sparked back up a little bit. Mr. Papa Giorgio.
So, Jeremy, I did not expect you to get that reference, but there was another reference that you didn't get that happened recently.
Yeah, literally this morning, I was like, oh, this is such a stupid thing to say. And fade into Bolivian. And I had no idea. And you immediately were like,
Of course.
You don't get that reference?
That's I thought this
What
was
is
one of
that?
the most famous references. If you know it, say yes, I know it. Don't say what it is. Zaz, do you know it?
No.
Juju.
No, sir.
Trista.
Nope.
Mike.
Roy, yes.
Guys, this is Mike Tyson, guys.
No
I'm going to fade into Bolivia.
Oh, I thought you said
he said that?
Oblivion. I thought you said Oblivion. If you said
No,
Bolivia.
Bolivian.
I didn't hear that you said Bolivian.
I said Bolivian.
All we do on this show is talk into these things and listen with these things. That's all we do.
I thought you literally just said
I
fade
said
into Oblivion.
Fade into
Bolivian.
No, I would have absolutely known that was Mike Tyson.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's ask again. Hey, what it was fade into Bolivian, and I have no idea what that is.
Yeah,
Zaz,
Mike
do you
Tyson
know?
said
Zaz,
that.
you get that
Mike
reference?
Tyson?
Yeah.
I said yes or no. Don't say the name of this reference. Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Let's do it again.
All right, so the reference that I didn't understand was I said fade into Bolivian. I thought that was really stupid.
Yes, Mike Tyson.
You did it again. Did someone say yes or
One
no?
more
You're not
time.
supposed to say the reference. Go ahead.
I mean, I'll set you up. So this morning we were talking, and I saw a tweet, and I was like, "This is really stupid." This guy just said fade into Bolivian, and I didn't know what it meant.
I got that.
Oh, you got that reference?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, you got that reference?
Yeah, it's Mike Tyson.
Ah, come on! Oh, man. You're supposed to say yes or no.
There it is. The Mike Tyson Bolivian bit.
Thank you.
There it is. Really good stuff.
There you go.
It's harder
All
and
right.
harder. This is the part about getting old they don't tell you about. It's harder to see that no one gets your reference points. Like that the world is not being viewed. This is what Greg Cody's life must be like every single day.
Yeah, the other day I was like, you ever see a grown man naked? And when they don't get that one causes an awkward exchange.
Nobody got that one.
There was an instance where
Billy.
like someone had the same cadence. I'm like, you ever see a grown man naked? And you come off like such a creep if they don't get that reference.
Speaking of Greg Cody, do we know if he watched AEW last night? Do we have a report?
I feel pretty confidently that he did not.
Isn't Wednesday bowling night?
Bowling night, yeah.
Yeah. But, and also Ted Lasso night.
Wait,
where he has to watch it at a certain time.
He has to watch it at 8 p.m.
Makes a lot of sense.
On a streamer, he still longs for the day where the family would gather around in prime time.
But it didn't even come out yesterday.
Yeah, it comes out Wednesdays, yeah.
Does it come out Wednesdays?
Yeah, I watched last night, yeah. All right, there you go. Jeremy had that thing rocking.
Okay, are you guys ready? Because this is very exciting. This would have been the top 10 if he respected anything.
Is this our third time doing 18 and 17?
Yes. We've done it a number of different times.
This is the real one.
These used to be in the top 10, and now everything's moved back, and it might still not be 18. This might, keep in mind, this might be in the 30s by the time that we're done. Because
No. 70 is absolutely the ceiling unless it goes to 75. That would be the absolute ceiling. But right now, it's a top 70 catchphrase countdown.
What are you shaking your head about, Taz?
I feel like we've been inside the top 20 for months.
That's the beauty of this.
I thought we were going to be into the top 10 by now. I think we're further back than we were. I thought we were closer than 18 and 17 a while back. I thought we've already done 18 and 17 a couple of different times.
Yeah, once. And now, number 18. Put a Lobo's Mint under your pillow and dream big.
Wow. A classic.
He's winded. He's
I'm a little
amazing. He
winded.
does these very well. You will hear nothing in the way of criticism from me on how well you do these.
Thank you.
This list is extraordinary. When number 58 is Who Maketh the Salad.
Yeah, who made it a salad? Past tense. Number 17. What'd he say? Thank you.
Wait a minute. That's Zaz's.
I know.
What'd he say?
That belongs to Zaz.
No,
How-
Greg's right.
No,
That's
I've been saying that for years. What'd he say? But you got to say it like that.
But that's how Zaz says it.
What do you?
Yo.
Wait a minute. Say it.
No, Zaz doesn't say it that way.
That is how Zaz says
I've
it.
never heard
him
Zaz
say
Me
that.
Well,
Never
say
heard.
say it.
No, I'm not your monkey.
Oh,
Everybody
so
just
it's, so
everybody
it's not
just knows.
your phrase.
No, I'll say it when I want to say it.
Hey,
Everybody
monkey.
knows. Everyone. That's what I say.
Say it then.
That is such bullshit.
Do you guys hear what Pat Riley said?
What do you say? That's my phrase.
Hey,
I've
stop
been
stealing
saying that for
Greg's.
years.
Stop stealing Greg's catchphrase.
No, that was entirely
Seriously.
different.
You're effing with me now, right? You're
No.
effing with me.
I've heard Greg say that countless times.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. The other one that you stole of mine, which was what? That was.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
He didn't steal that from me.
Right. Like, that's bullshit enough. All right. But I honestly, I don't believe that you actually knew that I said that, even though everyone knows that's what I'm talking about. That's one of my go-to
Yeah.
phrases.
Hey, that's what
Fine.
I'm talking about.
Fine, you complete ignorance on that. Whatever. Okay, it's still stupid. But this time, there's no way.
What do you say?
Stop saying that. There's no way that you don't know that that is mine. You're effing with me now.
I've never heard you say it. I'm asking you to say it right now. You refuse to.
I just said it.
Say it again.
What do you say?
Similar to mine.
You're right. The similarity is it's my phrase and you've stolen it.
Okay.
That's the similarity.
Okay, Christopher will tell you how many years I've been saying that.
Yeah, it must be a coincidence.
Brings me back to my childhood hearing him say that.
What did he say?
You see what's happened here? You had your list which originally started at 50, and then you've been able to add to it because you're stealing other people's phrases. You're like you're like Carlos Mencia.
Oh my God.
That's what just happened. You're like a comedian who is stealing other people's stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. That's my bit.
So you claim
That's my gimmick.
what? That one?
Well, 2 so far. I can't wait to hear the other 17.
What else do you say?
Well, I'm sure.
What else do you know?
Show everybody your list. I'm sure you're gonna find out a few more.
Okay, I didn't know you were associated with what he say.
This is shocking. Everything that's happening here is shocking. It seems like Chris Cody is secretly enjoying this. He is laughing. He doesn't laugh this way.
I'm sure you're involved somehow too. By the way, you're not an innocent bystander.
Pretty out of line. Yeah. From Zaz.
Seriously.
From me.
Yeah, you're jealous. It's his catchphrase.
Right.
Countdown.
You're right. I am jealous. I'm jealous that my phrase is being stolen by someone
It's not yours.
and using it on their podcast, which we know that has become a thing on his podcast for people to listen to get more viewers, to get more listeners. Yes, I am jealous that my stuff is being taken and is essentially you're reaping financial rewards.
You basically feel the way musicians feel about Spotify.
Yeah, you're Napster.
Napster. That's
right.
an old phrase. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
You're Napster.
Right in your face. Right in your face.
What'd he say?
Singing this. Oh, my God.
They're not even similar the way I say it and the way he
You're
says it.
Napster. I'm Metallica. We're going to see how this ends.
Okay.
You might go to prison.
Okay. What did he say?
Zaz, what was your reaction to seeing Dave Hyde say that he had been laid off by the Sun Sentinel?
I guess not surprised, but didn't like it. I think Dave Hyde's fantastic. He'd been really good to me over the years, and yeah, I guess it's disappointing, but not surprising, right? I gotta be honest. My Instagram algorithm right now is pretty dominant.
Yeah?
Not gonna lie.
What you got?
It's a lot of good. I mean, I had a good algorithm already, but
I'm on Demi Lovato, Kwanzaa Jones algo right now.
That's
I got a little Demi Lovato going too. Yep.
I have a question. Do you guys think like girls can be too skinny? I've heard men recently in the 2023 to 2026 say this person's too skinny. Want a little, because Demi looks a little thick girl right there, but that's in right now.
Let me look up this Demi Lovato.
Yeah, let me see this picture.
There's a picture that's viral right now.
Demi Lovato.
She's on like a water ski or something.
Demi Lovato water skiing.
Is it play on?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, no, a woman can't be too skinny. Women are perfect the way they are.
Every woman is perfect.
Nah, everyone's not perfect.
Demi Lovato soaks up the sun in skimpy bikini during lavish vacation photos.
Who took that photo? I'll kill him.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty good.
I was not aware of your work, Demi Lovato. I knew her as the girl that was cutting
or
herself.
Her. Like,
Wow, that's how I knew her.
Someone say cake by the ocean.
I'm telling you, those algorithm today rules.
Oh, my gosh. This is on Instagram, is it?
Mike, you got an update for us here?
What's up?
All right, get it together.
Yeah.
Focus.
Gearhead time.
Yeah, you do that. I'm gonna look at this Demi Lovato.
I have great news to share with you guys. What's that? I'm not going to be here tomorrow.
Why not?
I'm driving up to Daytona.
Wow.
Now, I've been to the World Center of Motorsports before, but for a music festival, I've never been there for a NASCAR race. Now, while this is not the Daytona 500, it is the Coke Zero 400. And it is the last race of the regular season. We get straight into the chase, and there are 3 spots up for grabs. SVG, are you going to make it? Cindric, you going to make it? Bubba Wallace, are you going to make it?
Stan Van Gundy's racing?
Stan Van Gundy is not racing.
I'll bet he's a good racer.
Yeah, so I'll be out there. Cuervo's sending me out there, and but I'm not alone.
Who's going to be there?
Who's there?
Tell me.
I'm going with a couple of friends.
Anyone I've heard of?
Can't imagine who.
You know College Mike.
Yeah, I've heard of College Mike, yes.
Yeah, I'm going with Better Call Burn. Okay. Yeah, and I'm going with the Cigar Man. That's right. Not the Watermelon Man couldn't make it.
What?
The Cigar Man?
The Cigar Man is going to be making the trip out there.
Now,
with me.
the
What's his deal? What does he do? What's his gimmick?
Cigars. Yeah. So it's me, College Mike, Better Call Burn, and the Cigar Man. And we're going to be out there rooting my picks for this race. That's right. DraftKings sending me out there too. I put together a combo, a 3-legger for you. I hope you like it. That's right. Chase Briscoe, who has been my boy all season long with the top 10s. Now, this is a super speedway, folks. You know the big one's going to happen at some point. So use that as caution. But I'm going with some big dogs here. I trust Chase Briscoe. Top 5 finish. Christopher Bell, he's been the bridesmaid all season long. But that means he's always in the mix. So I feel pretty confident that if he can make it through this race, he'll finish top 10. And Billy Byron, we all know, he's won at Daytona before. So Billy Byron, top 10. That's Briscoe, top 5. Woo! Bell, top 10. Yeah. Byron, top 10. That pays $10 pays $79. That's plus $6.92, folks. That's a nice little payday. By the way, Gearhead is presented by NASCAR. The final spots in the chase are on the line under the lights at Daytona, a Daytona night race. Going to do some karaoke. Going to be going from RV to RV. Don't miss the NASCAR Cup Series. Battle it out at Daytona this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC.
Only time I've ever been to Daytona during Black Spring Break. So imagine my surprise when I learned, what, they have a NASCAR race here?
I went to Daytona. I went to a festival. I went to Rockville a few years ago there.
I've been there several years.
And it's cool because Rockville, like it's right there next to the track. So you're walking on the track when you're going to the concert. It's pretty neat.
We did not explore that deep past the strip of the ocean.
I did a wall of death right in the infield during a Knock Loose set.
What does that mean, wall of death?
You're not familiar with the wall of death? Nah. So Knock Loose does this wall of death. And Knock Loose.
Now, Knock Loose is a band?
It's a band, and it can be grating if you're not into that kind of stuff. But live sounds exactly like the track. They're actually touring with Denzel Curry. They have a great track with Denzel Curry, local hip-hop star down here. They're going to be playing here in October. FSU week, everybody. But they do a wall of death where they ask for you to part down the middle. And this was a huge festival set. It was one of the best set I've ever seen. And these people parted, and they were in the infield. So the Daytona 500 logo was right in the middle. It was pretty cool. And then there was this dude that dressed like Jesus that walked down the middle, and then he screams like, "All right, go!" And then everybody just runs full speed at one another.
Seems horrible.
It was
CTE.
awesome. The energy was unmatched.
He wasn't dressed like Moses?
No, he's dressed like Jesus.
Would have made more sense than
factually
Moses.
incorrect.
Yeah, and this video went like super viral because like Jesus, I know parting of the Red Seas, but
Yeah,
you had a
right.
guy dressed as Jesus Christ.
You know
walking
about
in the
that
middle of
parting?
the wall.
Moses
Yeah.
had
Get it
Nike.
right.
Jesus was wearing Adidas.
You got to hear this track with Denzel, Juju. Like, it's crazy.
I want to hear it. Did Jesus have dreads?
Did not.
Damn, shake him.
Shake him.
Also, Ariana Grande too skinny. She looks unhealthy.
It's interesting you're the one who said that.
No, I mean I'm just worried about her.
I would never
genuinely.
do that.
No, I'm genuinely
I
concerned
would never
about her.
worry about a woman.
Never do that. Talking about
Whoa,
appearances like that. Flip your laptop over here a little bit.
I mean,
I think there's some trickery with these Demi Lovato pictures, by the way.
I don't care. I'm into it.
Yeah,
then.
well, you mean her poking her hip out?
There's a picture of hers on her Instagram account from a week ago, and it's like completely different body dynamics.
You know, people.
In what way?
Not like that way in the jet ski picture.
Oh boy.
I don't like this one.
I'm just saying it's different. She
You
looked
know what?
different.
Kindly don't speak about her anymore.
Why not?
I don't like your tone.
Oh boy.
What's my tone?
Nonetheless, you wish you had this algorithm. So I wanna talk a little bit of NBA here. I mean,
Okay.
couple things. Number one, I want you to explain to me because this is when I just saw the headline. I didn't see the content, but I'm going to ask you because the video featured you, and apparently you were talking about how the Toronto Raptors might wind up getting Kawhi Leonard, who we still don't know what team. Well, I guess we do know what team he plays for. He plays for the Clippers, but at some point he might play for the Raptors, but. I guess if the NBA decides to do something, they likely won't because Adam Silver's a nothing. But if they do decide to do something, what team is Kawhi Leonard going to play on? And you're making the case that the Raptors could wind up getting him for nothing?
Yeah, so the idea was I did the big number with Tom Haberstroh on Yahoo. Go check out the episode. And during the episode, which was a lot of it was about Kawhi and the aspiration investigation, and he said he went through some myth busting. And one of the myths is that the Toronto Raptors are praying for a slap on the hand, right? They want, hey, league, don't go too crazy on the Clippers. Let's just do something cool so that we can still do.
So the trade can still happen.
Yeah, and my assertion is no, quite the opposite. They're praying for fire and brimstone. Because not say slapping a hand is bad. It's slapping a hand they get to trade through, that's fine. Fire and brimstone, though, is the voiding of Kawhi Leonard's contract. If his contract gets voided, he becomes a free agent. You cannot suspend a player for cap circumvention. Looked up and down Article 13 of the collective bargaining agreement on this. The most you can do is void his contract, fine him $350,000, and that's it. So, if his contract gets voided, guess what he becomes? He becomes an unrestricted free agent who can sign anywhere, I believe, other than the Clippers. He cannot return to the Clippers, not with this first deal.
But no teams have any money available.
Exactly. So it's like, where do you want to get your minimum from? Well, he had already made the decision when he asked for a trade or when they were exploring the trade is that, hey, Toronto is the place I want to go to because I feel comfortable, because of, there's enough people from the front office who are still there. The medical staff was the last time he probably felt this good, are still there. And so for him, Toronto was a desired destination. Well, why would that change now that you don't have a contract? It still would be the same. So Toronto would be able to get him and not have to trade Brandon Ingram and not have to trade Grady Dick and not have to trade the picks that went along through there. One of my favorite comments under the post on Instagram where we had this was some guy said, this guy doesn't understand how the salary cap works. I'm like, buddy, if you just listen to it, I explain it in the video. I felt like David Duchovny in Zoolander. Yes, but why male models? Are you kidding? I just got done explaining this.
Why do you think they didn't believe you understood the salary cap?
Because they did not watch. They just saw Amin thinks the Raptors could get him for free. Like, this guy doesn't understand how the salary cap works. You got to make salaries match, my man. It's probably what his dumbass was thinking.
I can think of another team that has an open roster spot that could probably use a guy like Kawhi.
Yeah, like
shot creator down the stretch.
Sure. I mean, I think the only other place that would be in the running, which is why probably Toronto would be like, no, just give us the trade because that way we know we have him as opposed to opening it up. The only place is San Antonio. But I don't know if San Antonio would.
No, San Antonio makes a lot of sense.
But I don't.
Wow, you think after
it's
everything
not what I
he
was
would
saying,
consider
but it
San
does make
Antonio?
sense.
That's what well, that was the kind of like the other place that he would consider when they were talking about a trade. So down here, probably not.
No, it wouldn't happen. No. I just want it to.
The other
I'm putting
thing,
it out there the same way I put the LeBron thing out there, and then all of a sudden that almost happened. I just started saying it, and then it almost happened.
You just want almost happening.
Hey, I'll take it.
Almost happened, meaning Chris Cody.
Chris ruined it.
So if it wasn't for Chris, it would have happened.
I mean, you can't say for certain that whatever timeline exists where Chris doesn't tweet what he tweeted, that LeBron doesn't end up here. We don't know. There's an alternate parallel universe to this one where Chris doesn't tweet that. And maybe someday we can explore it. But if he doesn't tweet it, maybe LeBron is on the Miami Heat.
What does that say, Amin, in terms of teams and their appetite when you see Kawhi, who was brought there really on a rental, and it was like, okay, you basically bought a championship by making this trade. And for him to have such a good experience that he goes back there, what does that mean for teams moving forward in terms of making these types of trades to say, hey, like, come into the building, see our facilities. And I know that maybe we're not like a palatable place and it's not a great market, but we can show you so much that maybe if there's another place or if you have the opportunity to come back, you will.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why you don't burn bridges, right? That's why you don't shit on people out of the door, right? For one is because you never know if that relationship may ever be mended again. And for two, it also demonstrates kind of who you are to the rest of the league, right? There was a very strong theory. I don't know if you could ever prove it, but the reason the Bulls broke up the dynasty in '98 because they wanted cap space for 2000 to go after Kevin Garnett, to go after Grant Hill, Tim Duncan, Tracy McGrady. It was like this huge free agent class. And what ended up happening was, Kevin Garnett signed an extension, so he was off the board. But all those other guys were free agents. And what ended up happening is nobody wanted to sign in Chicago. And the reason why was, I saw how you treated the best player to ever play the game. Why would I think I'm going to be any different? So it's like, even though Chicago thought they were doing the smart thing, getting ahead of it, and like, we're going to have all this money, and who wouldn't want to play here? It's Chicago, right? Well, the reality was, their reputation harmed them in free agency, where they started with Grant Hill and Tim Duncan, and they ended up signing Ron Mercer. So they reached a point where Eddie Jones said no, right? And like, that's crazy to think of. Imagine like what's one of the great champion teams of recent memory. Imagine the Boston Celtics had done this Jaylen Brown deal to clear up a bunch of cap space, and everyone was like, nah. Like it just was insane, this idea, this franchise that had been so well run and won so many championships, within 2 years could not sign anyone. So I think you do it because it's the right thing to do, but also you do it because it's your reputation out there. Having said that, typically players sign because of money and because of opportunity to win, where they are the reason for the winning. And I think those are always going to be 1A and 1B, and then there's a gap, and then all that other stuff may come in when you try to split hairs.
Piggybacking off Jeremy, people saying things debate. I've been hearing a couple whispers here and there about the Heat possibly, potentially, maybe being in the Kyrie Irving talk. Yeah. Is there any validity to that, brother?
I saw that.
It's a fake-ass rumor from a fake-ass Twitter account.
Yeah, it's not real.
We need to stop, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't recognize, ain't that many names.
Hold on, I want before you keep going. I didn't hear it from a tweet. I heard it from Jeff Teague saying it.
Jeff Teague heard it from the tweet.
Okay.
That's ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you the definitive list, right? Shams Charania, Mark Spears, Chris Haynes, Mark Stein, Jake Fisher, Ramona Shelburne, right? Like Sam Amick. Who else am I missing? any local beat writer for a newspaper or for The Athletic.
Mike Ryan.
Not quite.
told us
Not for
hey,
this
when I
competition.
report on the NBA, I'm always accurate, but it's not my beat.
I saw that also. The Heat don't have any tradable first-round picks anymore.
It's not even about that. It's just about we need to stop believing anything that is worded or has an infographic. You just need to stop and say, where's this from? And if it says it's from someone, burn the extra calorie. All right, let me make sure Shams actually tweeted this, right? And so I'm not even blaming you, Juju, because you went to a reputable source. NBA player, podcaster extraordinaire, Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague is not a reputable source.
He's a great show. They put on a great show. I really enjoy their show. Don't listen to it regularly, but when I do listen to it, I do enjoy it. But Jeff Teague's not a source. I'm not going to listen to Jeff because I know it's the same way I'm not going to listen to Perk on these kind of matters. Because I know Perk is just on the internet like me and you. This isn't like working the phones and all that. This is just, oh, snap, you see this? Let's talk about it right now. That would make a good topic for the show.
But you could listen to me, because if I say it, it might almost happen.
The Goons, well coached by Eric Spoelstra.
Where do you think Kyrie ends up, because there's not that many places that can afford him in terms of picks, assets, salary cap match, and he's got to get up out of Dallas.
Does he?
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, I think they like him. And
I think he likes it there too.
He did before. I don't know after all the changes if he feels the same, but they like him. He's a good vet. He's a good guy that they have around.
New head coach. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so no, there's been changes for sure.
But if you want to win, which he assumingly does, you're not winning in Dallas, and they continue to move pieces. Probably PJ is going to get moved next. You've moved on from Clay. Like, this team is going absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, it's beginning its journey, right? It's a team that's starting from ground zero, beginning its journey. It's got some nice young pieces to start with. Like, for me, I can't purport to know how Kyrie Irving feels. I don't think he's ever come out and said, I need to win right now. What are you doing with my career? If he had done that, it'd be easier to make that leap. But he might actually be cool with it for now, with the understanding that, hey, if a better opportunity comes up, you can move me.
I got another question for you, Sorry, Zaz. Have you ever heard this precedent set? A team releasing a veteran so that they can go ring chase. Your Phoenix Mercury released Dewana Bronner, and she's in Atlanta now. Salute to the Dream for signing her. Have you ever heard of that? Like, it sounds ridiculous to me a bit.
It has happened. For example, we still don't know how much Klay Thompson gave up in his buyout.
Oh, I thought we do know.
What, did we have that number?
Yeah, I thought he gave up $9.8 million.
He gave up okay. All right. But, there are examples of guys who get released and they go sign somewhere else. Juju, you would know better than I, and Trista as well. You would definitely know better than I. There's some friction that was happening between Dewana Bonner and the Mercury, correct?
Well, isn't this a couple years in a row where there's friction where Dewana Bonner is?
She had friction in Indiana,
yeah,
but she went to play with her wife,
right,
in Phoenix. So I'm not sure. They say it's no friction, but they say a lot of things.
Yeah. See, I like that. That's the part I don't know about, but I was under the impression that it wasn't all cool.
Break, it starts Sunday. You're out of the playoffs. Why are we just letting you go on the road to a playoff push post-trade deadline? Like, has that ever happened in the NBA where post-trade deadline, we're just going to let you go? You could be a valuable piece for a contender.
That happens every year. Buyouts.
No, but I mean in terms of, we're talking about maybe 10 games left in the season.
Oh, well, not in the NBA because you're passing the deadline of latching onto a team and being playoff eligible. That's rare.
That's why, right? Yeah. It's not because
I guess they don't have that rule in the WNBA.
Right, exactly.
So, but then there's an argument that the WNBA season is so short. To have a date like that would be kind of artificial anyway and make things even more difficult. To me, it's like, it's your team is 12 games under 500.
Mike, your thoughts on Dewana Bonner being released from Phoenix?
I don't watch the league, and I have the courage to admit that. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Would you
I
say
think you would like it. I think you would like the W.
I love women's basketball and the college game. I only got so much bandwidth to give.
It's a bandwidth issue.
Bandwidth.
For
Yes.
sure.
I also think that you would like Serie A, but I'm not shoving it down your throat.
I'm going to get into the Prem this year. I'm getting into the Prem this year.
Okay, well, there's about 17 other leagues that I'd like for you to sample. Perhaps we should take a day block to discuss all these things.
Before we move on,
Oh, Jeremy threw up an air ball? I didn't even hear.
Oh, it was so good.
I did.
I said, would you say you don't wanna? 'Cause
No,
he doesn't
when
wanna.
you throw up an air ball, I don't want you to throw up the air ball again.
It was good. No, it was good. That's a good one. I'm mad that you didn't give me the laugh, honestly.
Roy's
That's a
right,
good one.
though.
Strain the ocean.
Roy's right, though. Before we move on, I can't believe this clip I saw. So I think this is from actually 2 nights ago. It's from a Washington Mystics game, and they were playing on USA Network. And give this a listen, Amin. The color analyst on the game, I'm not sure her name, but she lets us know what the Washington Mystics, they have like a nickname for themselves, and here it is.
Have the 2 top youngest teams in the W. And how about those young hoes from Washington, as they like to be called? Yes, that is what they like to be called. Thank you to Lauren Betts on that one. I'm not making it up.
How about those young hoes from Washington?
Well, you can't say
Yes, sir.
I mean,
you can't say it.
What?
You can't say it.
What?
I thought it was pronounced Young Way.
Trista, they're called young hoes?
Yeah, so
That's a crazy thing
You
to call
can't
them.
say it. You got.
you can't say young. You can say young ways.
She just said it on USA Network during a WNBA
She said
broadcast.
it. She said it.
That's crazy.
Equality.
You can't say it. That's not our word to use in that context.
Young
But if
hoes.
they can say
To
it,
describe them.
No,
they
so
use it all the time.
this started early on in the year. Lauren Betts, a rookie. They are the youngest team in the league by a lot. A bunch of the best college players all coming in and playing at once on the same squad, plus Sonia Citron, who came from Notre Dame. I mean, this team is stacked with young talent, and they are this young, fun, vibrant team. And Lauren Betts, early on in the season, is like, yeah, we're the young hoes, based around a TikTok trend where there was this young lady saying, hey, what is a young hoe? A young hoe ain't got time to cook on low heat. We only cook on high heat. Young hoes, we're trying to get this money, so we don't separate our darks and our light. We just put them together, and then we end up in the dryer. And I was like thinking about it, and it caught fire. Even ESPN asked Sonia Citron, hey, you guys are the young hoes.
It said that on air.
On air, on ESPN, on Women's Sports Now.
Who asked? I want to know who asked.
Let me say. Hold on. Let me say this right now.
Say her name.
Unprofessional.
Is it?
Young hoes. I mean,
Unprofessional. like regardless of who can and can't say it, on air as part of a broadcast.
Pretty crazy.
If they want to, if the players want to say it, they can say it. The broadcaster should not be saying it
He's right.
any more than Juju. If let's say the Knicks said, "Hey, we the young Bockers," I could say it. Juju could say it. But is it Roy could say it? Is it appropriate for us to say it on air on national TV? Inappropriate, especially during a game broadcast where there are kids watching. Like, that's not appropriate. That's not an appropriate word to be used.
I'm sorry. I'm more
It's
concerned
a crazy thing to say,
about the
Trista.
cameras that they've put inside of the Anacostia Arena than I am with the broadcasters calling them, hey, they have self-called themselves.
Tell me about the cameras.
Oh, my God. Have you not seen these
I
cameras?
haven't seen these cameras.
Oh, my God. They're up high in the stands. Juju, back me up here. Literally, you can't even see them. They have one camera in the arena. If you're going to be a WNBA team, we need to standardize these damn camera angles.
Right, and they got shadows on the court, bro.
Shadows on the court.
It's like huddle. It's like huddle tape, but for the national TV broadcast.
But I'm gonna tell you what's wild, Trista, and even though it should not apply to them, is that the W teams are not all created equally. Like, there's the difference in wealth between one franchise and another is so massive. It's the reason why a few years ago we were like, chartering is hard. And Josiah was like, what's the big deal? I'll charter. And I'm like, yeah, you can. But like for the people who own, for example, the Seattle Storm, it was like, yo, that might be our entire budget for the year.
Sheila Johnson is rich as fuck.
Right,
BET owner?
Everyone
$3
knows that about
billion?
her.
Everybody knows she's rich.
Everybody knows.
Everyone knows that about her.
You know who on the rise right now? Finally, the Atlanta Dream. We finally getting enough cachet and motion to be able to do a lot of this stuff. So it's a great time to be a Dream fan, man.
But I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, that umbrella of what makes a young hoe, like that's Zaslow. I bet Zaslow is essentially a young hoe. You probably don't separate your laundry. You probably cook on high heat. Like, you're a young hoe as well.
Okay.
Young hoes from Washington.
Saying it on a national broadcast, even a local one, by the way, but saying it on a national broadcast is crazy.
Like, at the end of the day, you're selling a product.
Like, it doesn't become, okay, we could say it because they're calling it. So if they call themselves something, it's okay no matter what the word is.
Yep.
All right.
Also, we called something earlier. Maybe the second or third week of the WNBA. Me and Trista got on the alley-oop and said, Olivia Miles is the MVP. I had never heard nobody say that before us. Have you heard somebody say that before us?
No. Well, if you did it week 2, you would definitely know. Maybe Olivia Miles' parents. Maybe they beat you
so all the better reason is tune in to the next season of The Alley-Oop coming up basketball time.
Do you guys know there's a new gas station in Atlanta? Have you heard about this brand new gas station in Atlanta?
Mobile?
No. It's actually in an elementary school. That's right. There's a gas station in a second grade classroom in elementary school. And this gas station is for kids in the class who, if they're, how do I put this? If they want to fart,
someone just said young hoes on national television. Feel free to say fart.
If these kids want to fart, instead of having to hold it in, maybe to hurt their stomach, make them uncomfortable, or, you're next to another kid and all of a sudden, you fart on them. Like no one wants a fart to be around them. And so this teacher, let me get her name, Candy Sydney Browning.
Her name is Candy?
Yeah. Candy Sydney Browning.
What?
She's a second grade teacher.
That's not the name of a second grade teacher.
It is.
Candy?
That's really young second grade. Of course it could be.
Maybe her name is Candace.
Like Candace, yeah.
But they don't call her Candy. I'm sure she's Ms. Sydney Browning,
yeah,
all right?
Of course.
Well, let her explain on her TikTok here how she has created the gas station.
So y'all have been asking me about the gas station in my classroom. So they get up off the rug, walk over here, and they come right here to the gusty winds area. And of course, we have everything they need over here. They have sprays. Do I require them to spray? I don't. I just put it there in case they just want to go ahead and use it, because I spray my classroom every day anyway. So yeah, that's it. That's the station.
There is a corner of that room where mid-class, mid-lesson, kids can just get up from their seat. They don't have to leave the lesson. They don't have to miss anything. And they just get to go stand in the corner and fart.
What if there's an accident?
Uh-oh.
Like a shart?
Yeah.
Like if you're about to have a gamble fart, right?
Yeah.
You know about that gamble fart, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Gamble fart is when you gotta let one out, but you don't know if it's gonna just be a fart. That's a gamble fart. It's a gamble, because if you do it, it might be a shart. It's a gamble fart.
Put it on the poll, Juju. Do you know about that gamble fart?
Yeah. Put that on the poll. So you're telling me
I love this. I think this is an awesome idea.
Okay, but hold on a second. I know when I was a kid. Now, I think I've said this recently. I never fart in public. Never, ever. If it happens, you don't even have to look at me and say, yo, Zaslow, is that you? I never fart in public. But I certainly know when I was a kid, it would be an embarrassment if someone heard you fart. That's very embarrassing.
What?
Very embarrassing.
Oh my God!
No, it's funny.
We had exactly. You didn't have the kid in the class who's like, hey, I have a question. Like, yes, Billy. And everyone laughed. Like,
no, it's very.
You don't know about Billy the fart kid?
Dog, the first thing I thought about is there's gonna be one asshole kid who every 2 seconds like, excuse me, miss, gotta go to the gas station again, and then he's gonna do it with like some pizzazz. Everyone's gonna laugh and stuff, man.
That wouldn't be me, man. I'm not about to announce to the whole class. That's what you're doing. You're announcing to the whole class that, yo, I'm about to fart. And then I'm gonna go there and everyone's watching me fart.
She said that it's been working great. Like, she continued in the video and said that the kids have been respectful about it, and that the best thing for her as a teacher is that she doesn't deal with the constant, like, miss, I have to go to the bathroom. Like, so
these
now.
kids are going to the bathroom and a fart?
If they're like Zaslow. If they're like Zaslow, so she's dealing with less interruptions of her lessons because the kids know if they got to get up and walk over there. I will say this does sort of remind me of like almost like a smoke break. Like I feel like if I was a kid, I would just take advantage of like it's been like a good 45 minutes since someone's walked over there. I know it doesn't smell like farts anymore. I just need a break from this lesson. I'm going to get up and walk over there and just stand for about 30 seconds.
Every 5 minutes.
Right.
You wouldn't have been embarrassed?
Whether I had to fart or not. Just
People fart, Zaz.
Whether you have to fart or not, so you're just going to go and stand in the fart corner?
Yeah, play around with the stuff that they got. She got sprays
the
and
Febreze.
stuff. Oh, my God. Dude, you don't understand. Like
I'm almost gagging thinking about it. I really am.
A child with ADHD, that's a gold mine. I get to get up
to go
in the middle
stand
of
in the fart
No.
corner?
Oh, my God.
In the
yes,
fart
to get
pit?
up and walk
Zaz,
somewhere.
It's a fart pit.
Zaz, I get to get up, walk around, go mess with some shit over here. Pretend to be doing something. Sit around, get the attention of my buddy. Juju, watch this. like that's the whole time with no farts at all. Just mess around. Now, if it's working for her, God bless her. If it works for your classroom, awesome. But I guess I've seen the dark side of children. That's why I want to bludgeon young Hitler with a baseball bat, because I've got so much pent-up anger from children that I'm like, nah, man. There's no way they're going to take this and not take advantage of it.
I think we're burying the lead here, guys. How many farts per hour is hitting you in the face for you to have to come up with a damn fart corner? What is happening at
It's a
lunch?
fart pit.
Right.
They're having beans at lunch every day.
I like the idea that the fart, everybody apparently feels the fart only stays in the fart pit.
Yeah, like it doesn't follow you when you walk back.
Right.
Like a trail, like
Right.
a Looney Tunes trail.
Just stays there.
Green finger going. By the way, can I be old again now? I want to be old again because there's something else about that video that upsets me. I don't like the teachers doing content from the classroom.
There was
There's
no
a
kids in
lot
there.
of it. There's a lot of
hate
content
it.
from
It looked like it was
classrooms.
after school.
No, I don't care. You want to tell these stories from your house? That's cool.
Why do you care?
Because it's the sanctity of the space, man. Like, I don't want the classroom, the environment at all to be used as a content factory. You're supposed to be a teacher. Stop trying to get likes on TikTok, man.
I think it's helpful to other teachers.
Is
Candace
it?
Brown
Yeah.
can call me Candy if you nasty.
What about that one teacher here, the Dolphins fan lady who always goes viral for teaching her class?
Right, I've seen that.
the Dolphin schedule and stuff like that. Is she bad to it, man?
I without seeing her does her content in the classroom with the kids in
Yes.
it?
Yeah,
She uses
sure.
dolphins as like math.
I don't care. Yeah, do it. Your lesson. Do it. Why am I talking in the Schwarzenegger? Do it. Yeah. Teach them. Use dolphins. Yeah, but don't put the kids. Don't put the classroom in there. This isn't Abbott Elementary. This is people's real lives, man. That I don't believe. I know if that happened to my kids, I'd be like, I didn't sign off on any of this for you to just use my kids as
Yeah,
props.
but kids aren't in the video.
He just said they are.
Well, in the one with the
lady,
woman doing the math, yeah.
I will say the ones that I really enjoy are when teachers will like ask kids about songs and they'll have them like write down what they thought about it. So they'll play out like American Idiot by Green Day or Fall Out Boy or whatever. And it's like, oh, my dad loved this song. And there is some funny elements to some of the teacher content, but I think most of it, not all of it. There are definitely some people who are just going for likes. But I think a lot of it, something like that, for example, if I'm a teacher, now I have a helpful tool to be able to bring to my classroom. I think there's a lot of this that's like a nice exchange of ideas.
I got to be honest with you, all right? If I'm in that second grade class and there's a little girl in that class, I got a crush on her, and she gets up to go to the fart pit, I'm sorry. No way. No way.
Don't let her name be like Martha. We call her Fartha now.
No more crush.
Is that something that we know about you?
Yeah, that is something, Two things everybody knows about me. Number one, I'll never be a cuck. And number two, if you go to the fart pit, I don't have a crush on you anymore.
Does your wife fart around you, Zaz?
No. Very rarely.
Never, huh?
Very rarely.
Rarely. Give me an example when it did happen.
Sleep.
Wow, she's gonna love this conversation.
She doesn't listen to the show. It's all good.
Yeah, but they're snitches at her school, always telling her shit. And you know what happens to snitches, right? Right? They get hurt. They get hurt. There's constant snitching going on at that school. Oh, your husband said this. How many times has she farted on
How many
me?
times? Give me an example of one where it's happened. You said it.
She's never done it on purpose, right?
No.
Let's say she
course
laughed and laughed too hard and then farted. It was a little
Yeah,
like
probably. Yeah.
Like
Or
the
is it-
clumps.
Or in her sleep, like she rolled over and then just like.
No, I don't
No?
think so. I don't
No
think so.
roll over in bed and.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know about y'all, man, but me early in the morning. Oh man, I gotta let that.
Okay, that's you.
12 guns.
Oh boy.
Sounding like
So
downtown.
charming.
Downtown Fallujah. Just clap.
Fallujah's a hell of a pool. Haven't thought about Fallujah in a while. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Oh man, that's a note for me, dog. You guys want to hear Vin Diesel pay
Wait, so how
tribute?
many times?
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
so
It
what-
never
what would be a
happened.
When's the
scenario
last time?
she would
All right,
do it?
Don't tell me how many times. Tell me the last time.
You know. I know
The
you
last
know
time you
because
heard
hate
it,
I
and you're
don't
like,
know.
You have to know.
You fart?
No, it's so rare. No, I got it. I'm
If
being
it's
honest.
so rare, then it would be memorable.
I'm being honest. I have no recollection. It definitely has happened. I have no recollection.
What about the boys?
Oh yeah, they do it all the time.
All the
They're just-
time.
I live with 2 high school
Let me tell you
teenagers.
something,
Like they're
man.
disgusting.
Let me tell you something. That's the kids, man. That's why this corner thing. Don't believe in it. Cause I know kids.
These kids are young enough. They're young enough that they're still sweet. They're not trying to be assholes.
Ain't sweet to me.
No, there is no way that causes fewer disruptions than without it. I trust her. There's just no way.
I trust her, and I think we should pay her more.
That part of the room must be so stank. I'm sorry. So stank.
No, that's what the Febreze is for.
Yeah, like no kid's gonna abuse that. Come on, man. Double guns.
Like a John Woo movie?
Yeah, absolutely. Jumping to the side.
Fallujah.
That's right. It's Thursday Thunder. It's presented by DraftKings Sports. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Juju.
Yes, sirski. Back in Miami, the MIAO for the live in-person Thursday Thunder. And boy, do I got 3 almost guarantees for you. First leg, Breonna Stewart for over 20 points tonight against the number 2 team in the W, the Valkyries. But guess what? Next leg, that 20 will not be enough. I'm taking the Valkyries money line. And the last leg, I'm going with the Young Ways to walk into Phoenix again and get the 3.5 spread.
Young Hoes from Washington.
Yes, Sirski, man. Washington Mystics minus 3.5. Lock that in. Everywhere you are in America right now, all 50 states, DraftKings Sports is available. The crown is damn yours.
All right, back in the Young Ways. There you go. Juju, we're going to stick with you here. Your time to continue to shine. You have a top 5 for us here?
Yes, sir, I do, man. In honor of my boy Samuel Monroe Jr. passing and Michael Wright, who people would think of them just as villains, like no matter what and everything they ever played.
Yeah, that's right.
I got a top 5 list of niche villains. Like,
nice.
No matter who you see, where you see them,
Always a bad
that's
guy.
a villain. Yeah.
Always a villain.
Yes, sir. Number 5, Noel Guglielmi.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that
that's
guy.
Hector.
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 I thought his actual name was Hector because he played so many Hectors in so many movies.
Exactly. No matter what he in, he did it. Number 4, I can't see this brother, man, without thinking about him chopping off something. Ramsey Bolton, whoever your name is, I don't trust you, big brother.
Has he ever been in anything else?
Yes, there's a great show that was over across the pond with Sir Ian McKellen in it about 2 older gay lovers, and he was the neighbor, and it was just a riot of a conventional sitcom where he plays an incredibly likable dude.
Really?
Yeah, it was very disarming because I was already introduced to him. This is the bastard.
Number 3, and I bought him on the list a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Christopher Waltz.
I was about to say, I think we've done this before because I remember I told you, what about in Django?
I think it's Christoph. I don't think he's Christopher. I think it's
Christoph.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve Martin also.
He's an N-word to me.
What?
And I'm not talking about the
Whoa.
He's 4 letters. He's the N-word. Number 2, my boy, Samuel Monroe Jr.
Got stopped out.
Partner.
You feel me? No matter what, bro. Not boys in here, menace, and don't be a menace.
The way he walks up,
Right.
he creeps up.
Didn't Kane make his sister pregnant? Was that the start of the
I think
beef?
it was his cousin.
Cousin?
His little cousin, yeah. And in Players Club,
Yep.
he had the worst, roughest
Yeah.
scene, and I still associate that with him.
He's so indelibly connected to that people still think he did it for real.
Right, bro. And the number 1 person, the number 1 villain, niche guy. I have never even seen this guy as anything else. Lloyd Avery Jr., the guy who shot Ricky.
How'd you even know his name?
I had to Google that guy.
IMDb. But also, he looks like Rondo right there.
He does.
And the originator where the saxophones come from.
Uh-huh.
That's
And
the
that scene.
saxophone brother.
Yep.
Man.
Starter hat.
Ricky
Shout out to the
had
90s.
no chance. All right.
Well, Ricky's... Come on, Ricky goes running a straight line. First of all,
give me a couple zigzags.
He's a running back. Cut.
How about stopping for scratchers?
Right.
Maybe we can wait till later.
Go off tackle, man.
Didn't he have a milk on him too?
Exactly. Boy, you know where you at.
You're in the middle of a pursuit. Like, this didn't happen. Like, oh shit, they rolled up on me. Like, they were getting chased and they split up because they're getting chased. Unbelievable, Ricky.
Let's do some show awards here. Who performed well today?
Yes, sir, man. First off, without this brother, I don't know where we would be today. My brother Roy, the EP Award. Salute, man. Great week of EPing, man. Also, I like to give the Best Shirt Award. Nobody said this, and I can't believe y'all didn't, my brother Mike Ryan,
yeah.
Dolly Parton, Cowboy.
That's great.
What
I
do
don't
you
like the
find
Cowboys.
that?
It's the halftime performance, the Thanksgiving performance, the second best Dallas Cowboys Thanksgiving halftime performance behind, of course, the Creed one.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, man. I want to give the best doggy award to my man Ali. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
Ali. Yeah, you're a good dog. Good dog. Good dog.
And I want to also give
Put
the
that
best,
thing away.
the best non-winch, the best non-winch among us award. My sister Trista Crick.
Good job, Tristan. You're not a winch. Good job.
She's not a winch at all. I want to give the glasses. I've never seen these glasses on you, but they look great award to my brother Amin El Hassan.
Oh,
Very good.
yeah.
Amin. Good job. Amin.
I don't think you
Good
pull Fallujah without the glasses.
Right.
Cinephobe, listen to it.
I also want to give the man, this brother had the Marlins Rockin' Award to my brother Jeremy Taché, bro. Come on, man. Great
Rockin'.
top 5 list, too, at the top of the show.
Thank you very
Love
much.
them.
Rockin'.
Shoehorned a second one in too. but-
And lastly, come on, man. Without this brother, how could we have had this week or last week the Substitute Award, brother, and the Salute Award, my brother Zaslow.
Good job, Zaz.
Substitute award.
Thank
doesn't
you,
feel
everyone.
quite as
Good job.
prestigious
Thank
as
you.
the other awards that
Thank
came
you.
out.
Such a fun substitute. He has a fart corner and everything for
Did
us.
all right. Did all right.
There you
Thank
go.
you. I should come in tomorrow rolling in the TV on the cart.
Is that Edward James Olmos? Hell yeah.
I think we got a couple polls for updating here.
Yes, sir. We actually got one poll, and it's a pretty important poll. Did Jeremy Taché have the Marlins game rocking? 51% of the audience says, yes, my brother did, and those are your polls.
Jeremy had that thing rocking.
Good night, everybody.